turn this off if you gon' feel some type of way. Prime time with Ellenstein. 99. Prime time with Ellenstein. On the 99, got that Glen big chick. Money Glen big chick. You cannot disrespect. Pimp on a blimp. Pimp on a blimp. Prime time with Ellenstein. Prime time with Ellenstein.
Yo. Pimp on a blimp, dog. Let's see, is everything working? It's a late night nicotine fix. These are actually pretty good. These have the little, they're like the Camel Crushes of nicotine pouches. I'm not encouraging anybody to do these. Do not do these. Do not start. Because they're good. They're good. Make you feel good. I'm just being honest. Somebody said, gross, you're right, Princess Blunderpants. They are gross. They're definitely gross. Do not start doing that. Do not. Don't start. But I'm stressed out. Like, let's just be real. I am stressed out. We're about to start World War III. I'm going through like an emotional roller coaster. One day, I think we've bombed Iran to smithereens. The next minute, Donald Trump is crashing out. Donald Trump's crashing out. I wore this hat for Trump. He said he's the pro-peace president. Things don't feel very peaceful right now. I mean, am I crazy? I mean, I am crazy, but you know what I mean? Like, I just think things are extra crazy right now. I love you, AOC. I wish you were here right now, but I can just look at that and just fantasize a little bit. You know what's so dumb, though? Everybody can make fun of me. Oh, Alex, you're so dumb. You like big booty Latinas. You like AOC. Things, if which it's, this is a big stretch, but if somehow this war goes 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we're going to have a president AOC. I hate to break it to y'all. Or Gavin Newsom, and then AOC will be like his head cabinet member. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. Okay? I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. I had to drive to Austin, then I had to drive to Houston, then I had to drive from Houston to Dallas. I spent a bunch on gas. Gas was insane already. It was $3.89. It's not good, guys. Yeah, I do think AOC probably fantasizes about me a little bit. I mean, who doesn't, right? Right? Who doesn't? Just a little. Let's not lie. We don't have to lie to ourselves. We can just be honest. I'm the pimp on a blimp. Look at that, though. I mean, that's a pretty good derriere. I don't even want to talk. I just want to. Her hand looks kind of weird, though, right? Doesn't her hand look a little... I don't even know if that's her hand. It looks like, well, I mean, that is supposedly the picture of her in that dress. So maybe that is her hand. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even care. We're not making love to her hand. Actually, you can do that. But wait, I'm in a weird mood. I'm in a really weird mood. I'm in a really, really weird mood, to say the least. And all this crazy stuff on Twitter. Look, Dan getting called up. Let's see. Look at this. What is going on with my internet? Is the stream down or something? What's going on with my internet? Oh, Ivan Ranklin. We love Ivan. We love Ivan. Ooh, roasted. Wow. Wow, that was spicy as hell. Damn, I need some milk. I need some milk. I mean, say what you will about Dan Bongino. I honestly think that, and I mean, I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. But I think Dan Bongino wants to be good. You don't become the FBI director. You don't become Secret Service if you don't have some sort of service mentality. But at the same exact time, like I appreciate his service. I appreciate his time as a law enforcement officer, even though fuck the cops, but fuck the police. But my point is this. He says that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. We all know Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Dan Bongino is a smart guy. He's not a dummy. He's not like, I'm not saying he's Albert Einstein, even though Albert Einstein probably, I think he was a psyop. I'm just trying to say, the point that I'm trying to articulate is that I don't necessarily think Dan Bongino is an evil guy trying to cover up for pedophiles. But I also think that he had access to information that probably exposes a lot of this bad stuff. And he's afraid to share that information. So he's more of a shill than he is an evil person. Because once you get to that level that he's at, and same with Kash Patel. And like I said, I think Kash Patel is actually an okay guy, good guy. But once you accept that role as FBI director, they show you the Zapruder film that from a different angle of JFK getting his brains blown out. And they say, listen, if you say a word, you're going to get a fast-acting turbo cancer that knocks you out in a few months. We'll let you get your stuff in order. We'll let you get all your affairs in order, but you're gone. Because they show you the vaccine that causes that. Well, all vaccines are safe. We're on YouTube. All vaccines are safe and effective. But they give him information of stuff that is being done to the general public, and he knows at any moment those, how do I describe it? Those poisons, I guess, that they give us, he knows that they could give it to him. So he just feels like he has to play his role. It's like all actors in a play. It's literally all fake. And that's what I'm starting to think, is that I love Donald Trump. I voted for Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump actually is one of the most entertaining comedians of all time. But really and truly, Donald Trump he's just playing his part. He got casted in the role, just like AOC got casted in her role. You can watch her Netflix documentary. They put out a literal casting call to see who should run for Congress in her district. And so, yes, he can play the character, and he has a little bit of creative freedom, Donald Trump, in taking like how he wants to do his role. But at the end of the day, they control the movie. When I say they, I'm not necessarily talking about Israel, even though they have a lot of control. There's people even above Israel. There's people that are above all this geopolitical nonsense. We're talking some serious players that are really calling the shots. Because, yes, it's easy to say, well, Donald Trump got $250 million from Miriam Adelson, who is, Sheldon Adelson's wife, and Sheldon passed away, and Sheldon really wanted to start this war with Iran. I mean, I can even pull that up. I mean, look at this clip. This one is wild. Let's see. I hope I bookmarked it. Oh, man. Let's see. We got it. Look at this. Look at this. They're cooking guinea pigs in New York City. They're cooking little kids' pets in New York City. Yuck. That is so disgusting. Honestly, I don't even care if the immigrants eat that. I really don't even care. Let them eat it. I mean, I don't want this. I feel bad for those poor guinea pigs. But Yeah, I mean, let me see. Let me see if I can find. I gotta search, and I want to search, but I don't want to pull something up. Not safe for work, NSFW type stuff. You guys know what it is. Oh, we're live. Let me retweet some stuff. Look at this one. This one's really good. This is tweeted November 4th, 2024. I don't even have a comment. I just want to say no comment. Shay Shay TK. We love you, Shay Shay TK. Shay Shay TK kept me in business for a long time back when I started out. We love you, Shay Shay TK. I mean, this is what we voted for. We didn't get it. And now it just proves that voting, when you go to the election polling station or not even whatever, when you go to the voting booth, can't even speak. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I was on Tim last night. Then I was at the National High School Conservative something, and it was a new thing. It was a fun event, but I had to do a bunch of stuff during the day. So I've driven 9 hours in the past 2 days, really 10 hours. So I'm tired. And then I decided to do a late night stream. Yes, I'm going to start streaming in more favorable hours for the public. I just figured, Saturday night, I don't mind staying up late with you guys and talking. We're going to do some call-ins. I know I'm not going to always stream so late. All right. You don't have to stay here for the whole stream. We're just hanging out. It's only 9 p.m. in California. I'll have you know. I'll have you know that. But this is what we voted for, the pro-peace ticket. Okay? And people are going to be like, well, we haven't put boots on the ground yet. Well, that's coming next, bitch. That's coming right around the corner. 10 p.m. in Montana. Not that late. 6 a.m. somewhere. Where are you, in Australia or something? Good morning. Good day, mate. This is what I voted for. And this is the GOP that shared this. If you guys can see. The Grand Old Party. The Grand Old Party. 3.4 million followers. Doesn't feel that grand now. I mean, I guess we're not really struggling yet financially. The gas is just about $1.10 higher than it was 3 weeks ago. I'm burping, sorry. I'm chugging all this Coke. Oh, $5 super chat. Oh, I love Superman. Superman's the best. As a former McDonald's employee who slaved away in the grill, I appreciate you calling out Kamala lying about working there. Stolen McValor, indeed. Thank you, Superman. That it's 100% stolen McValor. She should be lambasted into another dimension. And I'm not saying we should hurt her. It's just she should be so shameful. Kamala Harris does not want to show her face out in public. I mean, to me, stolen McValor, lying about working at McDonald's, is worse than stolen valor. And I support the military, but it's just, I would argue that working at McDonald's is almost more important for our country because we have a diabetes problem. We have people that are hungry, that are very fat, that need McDonald's. And I would say that we almost need McDonald's more than we need constant war. Actually, I am saying that. And that McDonald's overall is better for the country than the military industrial complex. So, yes, it's bad to misrepresent yourself as being a military veteran, but being a veteran of McDonald's is worse. Lying about that is much worse. That's just a fact. And we can debate that. You're welcome to call in. We can debate that. We're going to open up the phone lines. And we're welcome. You're welcome. I'm welcome. You're all welcome to debate me on that fact. But lying about working at McDonald's and committing stolen McValor is worse than actually committing stolen valor. Fact. That's just a fact. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Send some more super chats, guys. We need some more super chats in this hizzy. That's a call to action. Let me go to my likes. Where are you? I'm telling you guys, I mean, we don't need to be all doom and gloom. We don't need to be all doom and gloom, but I am a little bit. I am definitely a little bit of doom and gloom. Oh, we got to talk about Justin Timberlake getting a DUI. Those clips are so funny. Have you guys seen the clips of Justin Timberlake getting the DUI? I gotta find this. This video had me dying laughing. It was Rabbi Shmuley and Sheldon Adelson. Where is it? Oh my gosh, did I not like it? Shmuley Adelson. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Rabbi Shmuley is the worst. He is the absolute worst. Oh, here it is. Is it going to be all small when we play it? Why is like nothing working? This is what he's about to say. He's about to talk about dropping a nuclear bomb on Iran. And Sheldon Adelson, he's passed away. Rest in peace. Oh, look, $2 super chat. Fine, you're going to visit Fish Tank this season? Yes, Josh, I will be visiting Fish Tank this season. Yes, it's going to be epic. It's going to be great. Am I excited to sleep in the house with a bunch of freaking nincompoops? No, but this season's actually been pretty good. Oh, look, but yes, I will be making an appearance. $10 super chat. Sand IT Ion Sandition. I don't know. My fave live of all time was the 1.5 hour Cash Patel song. Put up the video. I think it's up. Look for it on Twitter. I didn't take it down. Thank you though. $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Let's watch Sheldon Adelson talk about how we need to drop a nuclear bomb on Iran. He doesn't even know. He's so rich. He has no idea. Can you not hear the audio? No sound. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know why the sound isn't working. Okay. Now it should work. Hold on. Let's see.
Ploy, tactic, anybody could imagine.
Right, so
Can you hear it? Why does it keep doing this? Why does it? What? I don't know what is going on with my internet. I have no idea what's going on with my internet.
I think it's the worst negotiating ploy, tactic anybody could imagine.
Right, so you would support negotiations with Iran currently so long as they first seized all enriched...
It's just a quiet video.
What do you mean support negotiation? What are we going to negotiate about? What I would say is, listen, you see that desert out there? I want to show you something. You pick up your cell phone, even at traveling rates. You pick up your cell phone, and what are they called?
Roaming charges.
Roaming charges. You pick up your cell phone and you call somewhere in Nebraska and you say, okay, let it go. So there's an atomic weapon goes over ballistic missiles in the middle of the desert that doesn't hurt a soul. Maybe a couple of rattlesnakes and scorpions or whatever. And then you say, see, the next one is in the middle of Tehran. So we mean.
What is going on with my internet? I have good internet. We're connected into the freaking box. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
You want to be wiped out? Go ahead and take a tough position and continue with your nuclear development. maybe a couple of rattlesnakes and scorpions or whatever. And then you say, see, the next one is in the middle of Tehran. So we mean business. You want to be wiped out? Go ahead and take a tough position and continue with your nuclear development. You want to be peaceful?
They're all cheering. They're all, oh yeah.
Be peaceful.
They all
Just
want to
reverse
nuke
it all.
Iran.
And we will guarantee you that you can have a nuclear power plant for electricity purposes. For its own.
So a tremendous demonstration of American strength, so that they would get the
The
message.
only thing they understand.
And do you see the current negotiations as a demonstration?
Alejandro.
Absolutely.
Alejandro, El Fuego de Texas, the fire from Texas, I think. I appreciate that. Oh, Princess Blunderpants. I will be doing some more streams just for you, Princess. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Well, the only reason that I show this is because I'm not even trying to go after Israel. I mean, I feel like it's the elephant in the room. We can't not address it. But what's happening now is a total quagmire. And Israel wants this war to go on as long as possible. Benjamin Netanyahu does not want this war to end. And it's looking like Donald Trump does want it to end. But have you guys seen what Trump has said about this? I mean, it's going so viral. Look at this. I got to pull it up. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's saying that if look at this. I can't believe this. Oh, now I'm covering it. If Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thank you for your attention in this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, I hope this is just a threat, because I'm not trying to sound like a big pussy. I'm not. But when you start knocking out, even if they are a country that we do not like, we don't like Iran. They're an adversarial country. But once we start bombing their power plants, that minimum is going to take months to years to rebuild. It's not just the government that is affected by that. That means that we are going to punish all of their innocent civilians. Now, I know people that are watching this right now on X, that, well, none of them are innocent. Every civilian deserves what's coming to them. That's not how I look at things. I feel bad for the people that just live there, that were born there. I don't want to just punish them. I don't think in any military operation you should target civilians. So, yes, guys, I'm a Donald Trumper, but I'm also America first. And to threaten to blow up a country's power plants, which maybe we should have already done, I don't know. I'm not a military expert by any means. I'm the farthest thing from it. I'm a pacifist when it comes to fighting in wars. I'm anti-war. 9/11 happened when I was a freshman in high school, and it was 20 years of endless wars that benefited no American citizen, that lost a bunch of American lives, that lost trillions of dollars. It took 20 years to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. And if we really look into it, we actually created the modern day ISIS by funding the Mujahideen to fight the Soviet Union in the early 80s and late 70s. So we created the monster that we had to spend trillions of dollars to go fight. And of course, you guys know my opinion on 9/11. It was obviously an inside job. It was a false flag attack. I mean, that's just a fact. I know that somebody's going to you want to debate me on it, call in. I'd love to debate anybody on 9/11. But even Condoleezza Rice and George Bush both admitted on the record that they were warned about Osama bin Laden devising a plan to fly planes into buildings in America. And their excuse was, oh, well, we just didn't take the threat serious enough. Well, I find that hard to believe, because the war on terror was so intense that it was pre-planned. It's called the PNAC, Project for a New American Century, that we needed a reason to go and destabilize the Middle East. And guess what? As crazy as George Bush is and was, he still did not go and attack Iran. Why, you ask? Well, they have 900,000 service members in their military. They have a terrain that is mostly mountains. So it's hard to drive a Humvee when there's no roads. You're just going to drive it over. I mean, imagine you're in Colorado, there's no roads. How are you going to just drive over a mountain? It doesn't work like that. And now Donald Trump is sending the 82nd Airborne to go and take over Carg Island or Crag Island. I don't know, a crappy island is what I call it. I call it shitty, crappy island. To go destabilize the power plants and oil processing centers in order to, which just makes you laugh. Yes, it punishes Iran because that is our number one export. But I don't like collective punishment because it also punishes the countries that rely on that natural gas and oil. And so that's what we're doing. But in a way, that's why Iran is being a formidable opponent, because they're doing collective punishment for the allies in the region that are on our side. And if we're just calling balls and strikes, I mean, nobody's okay with us bombing a school with 150 kids in it, right? Are we okay with that? I'm not okay with that. I'll never be okay with that. And then they ask Pete Hegseth, they ask, the other guy that's the other general that's next to him. They won't even admit it. And then they say there's only 13 service members that have died so far in this conflict. They won't even call it a war. That just shows you Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, all of our military brass will not even admit to us that it's a war. They're calling it an excursion, a skirmish, a conflict. All bullshit. We are in an all-out war with an opponent that has been planning for this for over 40 years. And Donald Trump thought this would be a cakewalk, like Venezuela, like, Operation Midnight Hammer. He thought this was just going to be a cakewalk. Well, it's not a cakewalk. It's a quagmire. And now we're this deep, and we're trying to shovel our way out of it. But I don't know if that's going to work. Because you, me, Europe, everybody else in the world, besides Donald Trump, are the ones that have to go to the gas pump and fill up their gas tank. When's the last time you think Donald Trump, who I love, has pumped gas? When do you think the last time Donald Trump went to a gas station, took his debit or credit card out, I'm sure it's a credit card, and paid for a tank of gas? 10 years? 20 years? So there's a huge disconnect. We are not the same. I would love to be a billionaire. I would love it right now. If I could snap my fingers and have $1 billion, I would do it. Then I could just pay some immigrant to pump my gas while I sit in my car and look at TikTok. I would love that. But that's not the position that I'm in. But that is the position that Donald Trump is in. So he's not going to feel any sort of pain. He's not going to have any sort of empathy for all of the Americans that are struggling to make ends meet, to fill up their gas tank, to heat their house, to cool their house, to go to the grocery store. He's not going to have much empathy for the truck drivers that are paying over $5 a gallon for diesel to deliver us our food. Rabbi Shuley Boatek doesn't represent real Orthodox Jews. Okay, well, thank you, Yakov. I appreciate that. You know, John Gross, my best friend and my attorney, he's an Orthodox Jew, and he says the same thing. He doesn't really bash Shmuley, but he always is like, Shmuley is the worst representative of the Orthodox Jewish community. And I agree. I mean, the guy is like a caricature of the worst personality traits of an Orthodox Jew. It sounds anti-Semitic to even say that, but I'm not anti-Semitic. My grandfather was Jewish, so I'm allowed a little leeway, right? Look at this. Okay, Robbie Norcal, $5. Hey, Alex, it's been a minute. If Gavin can F up California like it is now, what's to stop him from doing the same as president? What, Robbie, I think that he's going to be a good president? No way. I don't think that. He's going to be a terrible president. But we all suffer from short-term memory loss. And if he won multiple elections in California, I don't know why you don't think that the voters in New York and all these other liberal hellholes would vote for him. Because your resume really as a politician, it does matter, but your success rate doesn't matter. It's like all about name recognition. And Newsom's tall. He's got a bunch of kids. He is, an accomplished politician. And these are the same people that ran Kamala Harris, who is a hoe, who used to give Montel Williams BJs at award shows, allegedly. And yes, she got pummeled by Trump, but she did get a lot of people to vote for her. I think over 60 million people. So if 60 million people are dumb enough to vote for Kamala Harris, trust me, there's 70 million dumb enough to vote for Gavin Newsom. I don't even like saying that, but I just think that's the truth. Oh, Superman with another $5. Love this. All right, if there are any billionaires watching the stream, send Alex $1 billion super chat right now. Make his dream come true. Seriously, I know Elon watches our streams. Ashley St. Clair is a huge Pimp on a Blimp fan, so he's trying to keep his eye on her. So, Elon, give me $1 billion. I'd still be here with you guys, though, because I'm a man of the people. Superman might be a billionaire. Man, the way he gives super chats, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a billionaire. It's just all a bunch of nonsense right now. Just this war, just the world right now that we're not feeling the repercussions from our actions yet, but it's such an inevitability that we're going to be squeezed very tightly. And I know a lot of y'all need a hug out there, so maybe it'll be good for you. We need a wake-up call because we've been lulled into this mass hypnosis formation. Like we're all think, oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Well, everything's not fine. Everything is not fine. It's bad. Bad news bears right now. Especially if the price per barrel of oil continues to go up. We're going to get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. You get the ketchup and you squeeze it out, but you should have had 4 or 5 packets. You only have 1, and you really want to get every single bit of the ketchup out of that packet, so you're just squeezing it. You're squeezing it. We are the ketchup packet. And the social engineers are just squeezing us. And you know who benefits from this? A lot of the people that are invested in oil and gas here in America are going to be fine. When the price goes up, they're going to make more money. So those are the ones that are going to continue to donate, and the ones that are going to continue to be in Donald Trump's ear saying, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. You don't fill up your gas tank. I mean, they don't say that to his face, but Donald Trump doesn't. So he has no idea. He has no idea what the American public's going through. But it's not going to be good. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope everything that I say tonight is incorrect. And I'm not saying that. I don't want to be right. I'm not cheering for Tel Aviv to get bombed. I see a lot of people online that are so happy that Tel Aviv is getting just bombed and, destroyed, and all of their, interceptor missiles are getting wasted. I see a lot of people celebrating that. I don't celebrate that either. I do not celebrate that. I don't celebrate any of the stray cats that are dying from these weapons. I don't celebrate any of the people that are financially struggling from this. I don't celebrate from the service members that we've lost that have died. I mean, let me show you this video. It is just I didn't cry because I'm so upset I can't even, shed a tear right now, but let me pin this. But this video is especially emotional. What is going on with my internet? What is going on with the internet? I think it has to be Twitter or something. Oh, I'm so annoyed that my internet's not working. I think we're getting some calls. We're about to open up the phone line. We are getting a lot of calls. Are we having fun yet? Are we having fun yet? Does that look fun to you? Does that look fun to you guys? Thank you, Blake Craig, with $10. The boomers are the sharks eating the fat from the dead whale. The body is pretty much just bones now, the whale being America. To be honest, left or right, we need a push to get them out of power. Yeah, I mean, Blake, I talked about this today. We have a uniparty. We can't even get the SAVE Act passed. The Senate will not pass it. And all that basically said, I know there's pork thrown into it, but they won't even pass a law that makes it so you have to show your ID to vote. I have to show my ID to buy beer. I have to show my ID to get on a plane. There are so many instances in my everyday life that I have to show an ID just to live. You had to show a vaccine card to go to McDonald's a few years ago. But we have politicians that think that it is racist. Well, that is not even what they think. They're doing it on purpose because they want to be able to cook the books, because they love fraud. So, yes, they'll vote that we need a vaccine card to get on an airplane. But as soon as you say we need to show an ID to vote, they say, nah, this is a bridge too far. And guess what? We have the Senate majority. Conservatives do. The people that created this legislation. And they still will not pass it. So that is the dictionary definition of a uniparty. It's just sad. So I thank you for the $10 super chat, Blake Craig. Thank you. I mean, does this feel like we're winning? And I don't want to make it all about me. I don't. But it just reminds me of when my mom died. How helpless you feel. Like they're going through this emotional release, but at the same exact time, there's no climax. There's no like, oh, I got to touch it. It actually just makes you feel worse. It actually just gives you more anxiety. You think, oh, I'm going to touch a casket. No. So, what did this guy die for? For our gas prices to go higher? Oh, well, they could have had nuclear weapons, yada, yada, yada. They didn't. They did not have that. Oh, well, in the future, a lot of stuff could happen in the future. We could get hit by an asteroid tomorrow. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. I don't think that it would be necessary to start a war. And people like this have to go bury their sons or daughters or husbands or wives. I'm Team Lauren Boebert. I see somebody in the chat. We love Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert all day long. Boebert all day long. You know, it's just, I mean, I don't know how many people have to die. I guess I'm just confused on what he died for. I mean, I don't know what the imminent threat was because the story keeps changing. Oh, well, they have 60% enriched uranium, but it's going to take a year to create a nuclear bomb. Well, Donald Trump said they're going to have a nuclear bomb in 2 weeks. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the worst part of all of this is that they're purposely being subversive and not telling us everything that's going on. They're not telling us how many service members have died. They're not telling us really much of anything other than that we've won the war 8 different times, but the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, and that in order to look at this, in order for this war to stop, they have to open it back up. But it seems like Iran is not going to listen to Donald Trump. And on top of that, we've killed all their leaders. So who are we even going to negotiate with? I mean, does this look like a tweet from someone that is winning a war? He's on Truth Social tweeting, if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thank you for your attention in this matter. So now we're going to bomb a school full of children, and now we're going to bomb their power plant so nobody has any power in their city, in their country. For what, though? What did Iran do? We started this war, and we're getting mad at them for retaliating? I mean, it just seems like, how did we not expect them to shut down the Strait of Hormuz before we even started? Isn't that just obvious? That's where they have the most leverage, is the Strait of Hormuz. And you know what? Maybe Donald Trump bombs a power plant and they immediately surrender. And I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But I'm having a tough time believing that it's going to be that easy for him to just send a True Social post and that the Iranians are going to just open it up and say, oh, well, no biggie. Here you go, President Trump. No, I think Iran is going to fight to the death. And I think that we're going to be forced to put boots on the ground, which Donald Trump promised that he would not do, making him look like a liar and humiliating him in front of all of the leftists, which that doesn't matter because they hate him anyway. But now he is going after his base, the people that campaigned for him, like myself. I did multiple debates defending Donald Trump, defended him for the Stormy Daniels stuff, defended him for the COVID stuff, even though I don't like anything he did when it came to both of those things. Because I thought Donald Trump was the best option, or he was the best option. I'll be honest, he was better than Kamala. But I don't like being misled. I don't like being played like a fiddle. But that's just really, we should just get used to it, right? Every single politician just plays us. They don't care about us. They are part of an elite class that we will never be a part of. So they look at us like literal cattle. Moo! I mean, are we winning the war for fighting it over True Social? I don't think so. I don't remember any of these tweets during Operation Midnight Hammer. Do you? Desperate times, guys, call for desperate measures. I think that's kind of where we're at right now. Oh, this is a really good one. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this one. This is just ridiculous.
Pete Hegseth actually had the audacity to criticize Iranian leaders for wasting their money, not on their people and on their society and their educational system and their healthcare, but on their military. What? That's the United States.
Okay, actually,
the middle class is disappearing in the United States. People don't.
Hold on, let me exit out of this because you guys need to see the clip. Look at this. Pete Hegseth says, "Oh, Iran, they get their money and they only spend it on military equipment and stuff." Hold on, let's see. Let me find this. This clip is ridiculous. So ridiculous. Let's see. No, not the kill bad guys. Let's see. Where is it? Media, Hegseth. Sorry, guys. I should have already had this keyed up. I'm just... Let's see. Let's see if we can find this. Okay. I think this is it. Hold on, let's see.
That's why you had millions of Iranians protesting, because they felt like their quality of life didn't match what it could be or should be. And what was the Iranian state? There's a reason we call Iran the #1 state sponsor of terrorism, because they took the money they make and they invest it in tunnels, and they invested in missiles, and they invested in launchers and UAVs. $200 billion. I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future. That's why you had millions.
The projection is just sickening. He says, "Oh, Iran, they take all of their money, they build tunnels and bombs." And then literally less than a minute later, he says, "Oh, well, we need $200 billion to keep this war going." When $200 billion divided by 350 million is roughly $600. It's like $580 out of our pockets, my tax dollars. And 200 billion is not going to be enough. That is just a band-aid on a gunshot wound. So that's pure projection. He's doing that subconsciously, trying to call out Iran for doing exactly what we are doing. Spending all of our money on the military-industrial complex. They're going to say, "Oh, well, we need it because we got to keep you safe." Well, let me tell you something. Every time we trade our freedom or money for safety, we end up with neither. We end up with no money and no freedom. It's just like the pandemic. We traded our freedom for safety. We stopped flying. We put on the mask. We took the vaccine. And it didn't make us any safer. And now we're spending another $200 billion fighting an opponent 8,000 miles away, or however many thousands of miles away, when in reality, they don't even have the technology to bomb Americans on American soil right now. So the hypocrisy makes me sick. Let's watch this clip from Glenn Greenwald. This is a good clip. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just really, really, really frustrated. We should all be a little frustrated. I mean, nothing about this war makes sense. About why we started it, who's benefiting from it, our objectives. Like, it literally, none of it makes any sense. Other than the fact that Israel likes that the Middle East is getting destabilized. Like, that makes sense. But the objectives in this war to stop them from having a nuclear weapon, well, North Korea has nuclear capabilities, allegedly. Russia has nuclear capabilities. There's a lot of people that have nuclear capabilities. We don't just go start a war because somebody has nuclear capabilities. But I guess Donald Trump does. It's just really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Oh, this is a good clip from... what is going on with my internet? Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? Let me see. Just so frustrated. Now of course, my internet's not even working very good. I don't understand what's going on. Let's see. Let's go to the likes. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Oh, here, let's watch this video. What to do if we're in a nuclear war.
Nothing you do matters. That belief is going to get people killed. And tonight, I'm going to prove it wrong. Here's what the government doesn't talk about. The majority of casualties from a nuclear detonation are not caused by the blast itself. They're caused by what happens in the 30 minutes after. Radiation exposure, panic, wrong decisions made in the first moments of chaos. And those wrong decisions, they're almost always the same ones, because nobody taught us what to actually do until now. I've gone through FEMA's nuclear preparedness documentation, declassified Cold War survival manuals, and research from the Department of Homeland Security. What I'm about to give you is a real, actionable 9-step protocol. The exact sequence of actions that separates survivors from casualties in the first critical 30 minutes. If you're not subscribed, do it now. This is exactly the kind of thing you need on your feed. Step 1, drop and face away. The moment you see a blinding white flash, do not look at it. Do not stop to grab your phone. Do not freeze. Drop to the ground immediately, face down, cover your head with your arms, and open your mouth slightly. Why open your mouth? Pressure wave. The blast overpressure from a nuclear detonation can rupture your eardrums and collapse your lungs if your airways are sealed shut. Opening your mouth equalizes the pressure. This one detail is almost never taught in civilian preparedness, but military personnel learn it on day 1. Stay down for at least 60 seconds after the initial flash. The shockwave travels slower than light. It will arrive moments later and can throw debris with enough force to kill you. Step 2, do not run. Get inside. Every instinct in your body will tell you to run, to get as far away as possible. That instinct will kill you.
Everybody
If you
watch this
survive
video.
the initial blast, you're in the fallout zone. Radioactive particles, invisible, odorless, tasteless, are now descending from the sky like dust. Being outside for even 15 minutes during peak fallout can expose you to a lethal dose of radiation. Your goal is not to run. Your goal is to get inside a building as fast as possible. The best option is a large, solid concrete or brick structure. Get to the center of the building, away from windows and exterior walls. The more mass between you and the outside, the better. Even a basement of a wood frame house reduces your radiation exposure by roughly 90% compared to being outside. Step 3, seal yourself in. Once inside, you need to reduce air infiltration immediately. Close all windows, doors, and
Well, I want to say something.
Turn
Somebody in
off
the
all
chat just said, "Oh, they declared war in 1979." Hey, well, dumbass, and you call me a dumbass. I agree. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't come here and try to pretend like, oh, I'm so smart. I'm some brainiac. I'm not. I'm the pimp on a blimp. I'm primetime 99. I'm gonna just wear you down with strength, pizzazz, glitz, glamour, dancing, romancing, and prancing. I'm not going to come here and give you some freaking book report. That's not what I do. But you're so smart. We were never under threat from Iran in the last 47 years since the Ayatollah that we put into power has been there. They give you this, oh, they killed 30,000 of their own citizens. Well, who gives a shit? A lot of countries kill their own citizens. That's not my problem. That's not your problem, brother. So I get it. You're a pro-war person. Well, I'm anti-war. I've always been anti-war since I started podcasting, since I even picked up a microphone. I've always been anti-war. You can be pro-war. You're probably a vet. You're probably, really brainwashed, institutionalized to think that the only way to solve a problem is to smash it like a hammer. But that's the problem. That's the biggest problem is America is a hammer. So every problem is a nail. And we're fighting an asymmetrical war right now versus an opponent that doesn't have to fight back against us. They can fight back against our allies. They can fight back against the economy. So unless you want Donald Trump to drop a nuclear bomb on them, this war is going to continue. We are not in the driver's seat. I know that Donald Trump has told you 8 times that we've won this war and that they don't have any bombs and that they have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no nothing. Well, they got enough to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. So they got enough to do that. No ships are going through. So, yeah. Oh, $20 super chat. I like that. Glitter Pin Rider, always a pleasure. How the shit did you get so fit and trim? Great show. Well, I feel like I'm not even that fit and trim. This angle is not that good. But yeah, I've been exercising. I'm not on Ozempic. Everybody's like, you're on Ozempic. I'm not. But I appreciate the $20. Once again, let me just re-say what I just said. I don't come on these streams to give you some book report. I'm not a teacher. I'm just primetime 99 Alex Stein. I try to call it like I see it. I try to speak from my gut. I don't try to give you some sort of overanalyzed opinion. I'm an underanalyzer, if anything. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can have your opinion. I'm not even trying to change your mind. Believe it or not, I love that Charlie did that, but I'm not even trying to change your mind. What I do want you to do is maybe ask some questions and don't just blindly believe whatever Fox News tells you. Because you're under propaganda if you think for the last 47 years we've actually been in a war with Iran. That's retarded. Okay? Yes, they've kidnapped some people. They've attacked a few of our embassies, which I disagree with. But what did they do to start this particular war? Nothing. So we're relitigating stuff from the past that George Bush decided not to attack them for, Obama decided not to attack them for, Biden decided not to attack them for, Bill Clinton decided not to attack them for. So if the war was so serious, why didn't any of our previous presidents over the last 47 years go to war with these people? It's because you are brainwashed. You are believing the propaganda. And you're probably vaccinated. I don't know that. You might not be, but I would guess that you probably are. If you believe that we've been at war with Iran for 47 years. Okay. Because now we're really at war. Do you see the difference? Donald Trump, they won't even call it a war. So you're going to say, okay, well then here, I'll be gracious. So we've been in a Cold War with Iran for 47 years. I guess. I guess. But even if that's the case, now we're in a real war. And Donald Trump can't even keep the Strait of Hormuz open. And we can't feel the repercussions of all of the oil and gas problems because it takes about 2 months, is what I believe. From what I've heard, I'm not an oil and gas expert. But because we have enough in our strategic reserves, we can keep the prices low temporarily, but it's not going to be low forever. So I'm happy that you're happy that we started this war. I'm happy that you're happy that we've had 13 service members die in this war, but I'm not happy about that. I'm very upset about it, and I'm not trying to virtue signal. But if President Kamala Harris was in charge and this was happening, I would say the same thing. And I'm not going to just be a shill, and I'm not going to call out a politician regardless of if I voted for them or not. Okay? So I get it. You're ride or die. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. You guys know that. I mean, if you've watched my streams, I love the Cowboys. But I talk shit about the Cowboys every day. Why? Not because I don't love them, but because they have not been to a Super Bowl or NFC Championship game in 30 years, and it's frustrating as a diehard fan. It's like a football coach. The football coach is going to be harder on the good players because the good players can actually change the game, help you win. You're not going to go really hard on the third string quarterback or the fifth string offensive lineman because you don't rely on them in the game. So because I rely on my safety, on the safety of the economy, on Donald Trump, I'm going to be a little harder on him. Doesn't mean that I don't love him. Doesn't mean I didn't vote for him. Doesn't even mean that I regret voting for him. But I feel like it is my civic duty to call balls and strikes whether or not I am affiliated with his party, I'm going to call out the bullshit. That's me. If you want to be a yes ma'am, yes sir, whatever Trump says is gospel, that's fine. I'm not even going to make fun of you for that. But if you have a brain and you're able to think for yourself, then I would say that if you look at the situation that we're in and the potential for the economic disaster that is on the very near horizon, then it's hard not to be upset. And I'm never going to justify a bombing of a school full of children. I'm anti-abortion. I don't even eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. That's how little I want to kill something. But it's so easy to be like, oh, well, we just got to go blow up more Iranians. Okay, sure, I guess, if that's what you want. I don't want that. I don't want it. And I would say that there's a lot of propaganda that's happening right now. And you can continue to eat it up and fall for it. If that helps you sleep at night, trust me, I got sleeping issues myself. But if you can tuck yourself in your bed and put your head on the pillow and sleep better at night, thinking that America can do no wrong and that the American military has never done anything wrong and that we're winning this war and that everything is hunky-dory, good for you, brother. Good for you. But there's a reason why they say ignorance is bliss. I wish I could be ignorant. I wish. But I'm not. I'm just looking around and seeing how my life is already changing. I just had to buy some airline tickets. Way more expensive than I did last month. Look at this. Superman. We love Superman. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm the same way about the Minnesota Vikings. And the Minnesota Vikings are frustrating because they've had a lot of good teams. They had Adrian Peterson. They've had lots of great teams in the past. I don't think they've ever won a Super Bowl. 50 years. And they've never been able to seal the deal. It doesn't mean you don't love the Vikings. It just means that you're frustrated and you want to state your opinion. And if we're being real, the midterms were cooked. We're cooked. There was a district here in one of these like fill-in elections, one of these gimmick, halfway of the midterm elections because one of the representatives stepped down. A district that voted 98% for Donald Trump turned blue. So I'm trying not to gamble, but I would bet my bottom dollar that the midterms are not going to go in the Republicans' direction. I would bet a lot of money on that. Okay. People are upset about ICE. People are upset about the inflation. People are upset that they can't afford a home. And Donald Trump campaigned on the promise that he wasn't going to start any wars. So all the people that are moderate, that are, part of the populist movement, that don't even identify with a certain political group, those are the ones that are going to be voting against Donald Trump and against the conservative candidates in the next election. So don't take my word for it. We'll just take a real survey, not a fake CNN poll that says 100% of MAGA supports this, because 100% of MAGA does not support this. Tucker Carlson campaigned for Donald Trump. He's against it. Megyn Kelly, same thing. Me, I'm against this war. I'm MAGA, and I'm against this war. So if CNN would have asked me, then it would have been 99%. But if you want to believe stupid polls that you just find on AOL.com or wherever they do these nonsense polls, then go ahead, believe those. Believe that everybody likes this and that this is just incredibly favorable to the American people. Go ahead. You're just believe the propaganda, believe the nonsense. But I'm not going to believe the nonsense, okay? I'm just not. People want the phone lines open. Okay, we'll open them up. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Let's open them up. All right, the phone lines are open. Let's see who calls in. All right, you guys there? Thank you for the $2 super chat, Superman. We've gotten a lot. The $20 super chat was great. Glitter Pin Writer. All right, the phone lines are open. If you guys want to argue about the war, you're more than welcome. The number is 214-216-6169.
Call from
Jake Masana.
Jake, you're live with the Pimp on a Blimp. How can I help you, brother?
What's up, Alex?
What's up, Jake? What do you think about this war?
I mean, I don't agree with it, you know. I've been MAGA for a long time now, and seeing this war, I really don't agree with it. I think we all saw it coming too.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Jake, yes, I can hear you. So go ahead. What do you think about this war?
Yeah, I've been MAGA a long time, and I think I kind of saw this war coming from once Trump was elected, and I don't agree with it. And I think it's unnecessary conflict, and there is no reason to bring us into this war.
You sound like a smart young man, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'm a little frustrated with all the people that are believing the propaganda, like that this is just some sort of great thing for our safety. Because before this war started, did you feel unsafe?
No, and I don't think that they had any threat to America. And we've seen reports saying that Iran was weeks away from nuclear bombs for the past 30 years, and that hasn't been true.
Once again, you're a smart young man, and I wish more people had the same intellect that you do. I really am truly blown away, I think, right now by the support that this war still has. Now we're a month into it when they said it would only be a couple days to a couple weeks, and now it looks like it's going to be 6 months, barely. I mean, minimum. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
what happened to it being 4 days?
Yeah, and nobody complained about Operation Midnight Hammer. Oh, he drops a bomb on their nuclear facilities. We're all, oh, we ate it up. Oh, we love it. Oh, so good. One bomb. But now we're actually losing military members, and it looks like the 82nd Airborne is going to have to go in there with boots on the ground. And Donald Trump specifically said, oh, no boots on the ground. So I'm getting a little frustrated, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I guess overall, how are you being affected by this war? I mean, have you been affected yet?
No, I haven't felt any of the effects yet. But
Me neither. Me
think
just barely. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. I haven't
But I think
felt
that
them yet.
these things take time to have effects on like the citizens and real people. And I think we're definitely losing this war because Donald Trump has been reaching out for support from the European countries, and he said that they're going to support us, and they haven't. And if you're going into this war, you shouldn't need support from NATO. This is not NATO's war to fight. This is our war that you started, and these countries aren't coming in to help you.
You're exactly right. Gosh, you're a very smart young man. Well, we're getting a lot of calls. Is there anything you want to shout out before you go? How can people find you? I want everybody to go follow your social media and I want to follow you. Send me a message because a young person that is smart like you, we need more of them on our side because I feel like a lot of people are falling into this propaganda trap, and I want to try to break as many people out of this spell as possible, and you're not under it. So I want to align with a person like you, my friend.
Thank you so much. On Twitter at NFT_guy69. And I'll definitely.
I like that. I like that. NFT guy 69. That's my kind of vibe. All right. Well, thank you for calling. Keep up the good work, dude, and keep spreading the message that, listen, this is a war that we did not vote for, and we're not feeling the effects yet, but they are on the horizon. So thank you so much for calling, dude. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. And it's dangerous if you go with everything that one politician does.
Damn, this guy's smart. You're a smart young man. All right, guys, call in right now. We're going to turn out. We're going to let me open the phone lines again. All right, the phone lines are now open, 214-216-6169. I appreciate that caller. Jake was smart. That guy's smart. I'm not just saying that. I can just already tell Jake's a smart young guy. Everybody go follow him. NFT_something69. Let's see.
Call from
Joe.
All right. 69. Let's see. Joe.
Oh, number 99, Alex Stein. How goes it?
Dude, we're on the grind, man. Things are insane. It's
we on
the months
right now.
You are on the blimp. The month is almost over, and this month has flown by. Maybe because I'm stressed out about the war. I don't know what it is, but how are you feeling about everything that's going on in the world today?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Me and my girl, we be having talks, right? And she's on YouTube. She's right there. She's listening to, all the, a few years ago it would have been all the right people, but for some reason now she doesn't have a clear understanding of Iran, and I understand that a lot of people don't have a clear understanding.
I don't have a clear understanding. Real quick, I mean, I have a minor understanding, but I don't want to act like I'm some Iranian expert. But I'm not even trying to cut you off. But I also don't think that you need to be an expert to understand that we're starting a war with an adversary that is willing to die for their cause and blow up the whole world if it will cause us some sort of pain economically. But go ahead, Joe.
I think we're used to Afghanistan. We're used to Kuwait. We're used to Iraq. We're used to Pakistan. We don't get how big of a player Iran really is.
Yep.
Like, some people don't really get that this is not like Afghanistan. This is not like Iraq. This is a very big war that we're heading into. And to act like we know what they got, we kind of we don't really know what all they got.
We don't know everything. We're not clairvoyant. I'm saying you're exactly right, and I don't. But I think we do know that they don't have the intercontinental ballistics that can get to America. But they got some that'll go to Europe. They got some that'll go far. But I don't think they can hit us here in America. I think we do know that.
Oh.
But go ahead.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully they cannot. But I mean, with China and Russia, Iran secretly with the whole BRICS alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that they don't have some Chinese? Okay, did you hear about?
That's a good point. Well, real quick, don't lose your train of thought. We don't know what they have because they have allies that do have this stuff. So go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, exactly what I was saying. Do you remember? I forget what day it was, but it was just a few days ago. Trump went on the air and said something about how we got planes flying all over Iran. We got planes flying over them. They're not even touching us. And then an hour later, like $100 million.
They shoot down 2 F-35s. Supposedly they shot down 2. They've only told us about 1, but yeah, and they used the technology that cost them $10,000.
Alex Stein.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Is that the baby mama right there? Do you guys have any kids together? What do you guys got going on?
Oh, she's admitting her crush.
You got a crush on a blame. Well, don't worry about me. Just stay with Joe. I can already tell Joe's smarter than me. I can tell Joe's a passionate guy, so Joe's a better person, because if you dated me, it'd be a mess. Trust me, I got too many cats. I'm too mentally ill. You don't want to date me. Joe's a smarter guy than me. He's a better man than me. But Joe, you were just going, then I cut you off. What were you saying?
I don't even remember what I was saying. She's walking around with her ass cheeks out, talking about how you're cute.
Love you, 99.
I love you. I love you back. Damn, I love the ass cheeks back. Maybe we need to bring back in the video call so we can see some booty shaking.
Oh,
but
she is she's not a big booty Latina, but she is with a Latino.
Oh, see, we like the Latinos. Well, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to pause. That sounds gay, but I'm saying one thing. I was even talking about it on Timcast, I was talking about it on my show. I actually am from Texas, so I'm empathetic. Texas used to be part of Mexico. We fought Santa Anna. If anybody has any claim to this land, it's not an Indian from Mumbai. A Mexican actually does have some actual claim to parts of America. Dude, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not against the Latinos.
My parents told me how their parents became citizens. They've lived in Corpus Christi for generations, and then the border moved, and one day they were like, guess what, you're American now. And that's what happened to my grandparents. And my parents my parents are old. They were born in the 40s, but at one point in the 20s or something like that, they gave citizenship to all the Mexicans in Corpus Christi. And that's how
if they literally change the geography of the place, and now all of a sudden you're in American territory, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay is with illegal immigration with all these H-1B visas and all these other Indians that are scamming us and Muslims that are scamming us. I'd love a million more Mexicans compared to a million Muslims or a million Indians all day long.
You're talking to one of your biggest fans, and I'm Mexican as fuck. My parents. My grandparents, they had to go through a process even. Like, that's another thing, too. As a Mexican American that had to know that, like, my parents were in the fields and their parents had to do a whole process of all that to even get nationalized to where their children that was born in the fields, working in the fields and all that, were actual citizens. I'm the child of those first citizens, and it's like to see people just come over and you just they I'm right there with you. I know that my grandfather had to do all kinds of stuff, loops and holes, to get nationalized, and my grandmother had to marry him, and they were like 20 years apart, and it's not like it wasn't an easy process to come over, and it wasn't like instantaneous. We were far from illegal. Everything was done the right way.
Dude, I'm telling you, as a Texan, I'm empathetic, and I love all my Latinos, and especially my big booty Latinas, because you guys were even here first. So like, I'm not against the immigration of the Mexicans that want to come here.
Oh, no.
You know, I'm saying that's one group. I feel like they should be able to be allowed. You know what I mean? But it's just the other groups that are ruining it for everybody.
I just had to mention how I've been one of your fans. I mean, I was on the blimp with you from day one, man. And I'm
me
Mexican.
too, 99.
Guys, I love you. I love both of you guys so much. Y'all are the best.
We're fanning out. We're fans. We're big fans. 99. We really are. But yeah, man. The war in Iran, it's no good. It's not good. And to keep it going, we need to get it. We need to somehow. You know, like I said, I called you last week. We all need to be on the same page. We need to be on the same page. We know that we're sending our troops over.
Real quick, I got to cut you off though. They're purposely dividing us. That's what the social engineers want to do. That's why they see the conservatives in power. So a lot of this is done manipulative. You know, it's all manipulation. And now they got us pitted against each other. It's like they got to pit the whites versus blacks, whites versus Mexicans. Now they're doing conservative versus conservatives because of Israel. They can always find some sort of social issue to pit us against each other. And I agree. We shouldn't let one issue divide us, like this. I mean, we're falling into their trap that they're setting for us.
Oh yeah, there's a neocon power that's behind the Democrats and the Republicans that are both on the same page. And sometimes I like to think of the metaphor of two people sword fighting in a very staged, dramatic way with fully automatic guns on their backs. But they're sword fighting.
It's like medieval times with guns, kind of. We know it's all fake, but they just give us the illusion that it's real.
Whenever a third party comes up that's like saying something real, they both pull out their guns and shoot them down. And then they go back to the...
The two-party system is all a lie. It's all bullshit. At the end of the day, it's a uniparty that really just laughs in our face and just pisses on us and they all tell us it's raining while they're just taking a big piss on us.
And the one reason why I'm probably one of like your biggest fans is because I've noticed your dedication to the truth of 9/11. You've brought it up at the end of every shows. I've noticed it. And that's why I keep watching, because I understand that if America understood the full truth about 9/11, all of history would be different.
Dude, you're exactly right. No, but Joe, I was just talking to a group of high school kids at this high school convention, and I literally even had to bring up 9/11 because I was talking about how I started podcasting, and I talked about one of the issues that basically motivated me to start even getting on a microphone and talking was that 9/11 was such a lie, and it was a lie that was perpetrated by the people in power. That was a bipartisan thing. Both sides were like, oh, let's go start this war in the Middle East. Let's go kill all these Muslims. When in reality, they had prior knowledge. Like, you don't even have to get it, because I'm super deep. I know every level of 9/11, but you don't even have to go that deep to understand that we had prior knowledge and that we let it happen. And you can look at Operation Northwoods, which is a declassified CIA plan, where they were going to fly planes into buildings during the Cuban Missile Crisis in order to start a war with Cuba and make it look like Cuba flew planes into buildings. So they just recycle these old ideas, and it's just so obvious if you just really look into it. Even for 1 hour, you can figure it out.
Yeah, man, that's been one of the biggest reasons why I've respected you and I've watched you and I've been a huge fan, because every single guest you brought on your show, by the end, you would bring it up, because I'm telling you, just like the 9/11 is got to be the biggest bamboozle ever pulled on history, and the rest of our geoeconomic and geopolitical everything is based on it, and it's all a lie. And
Dude,
I think you understand.
No, I understand it. I understand it so well. But you are so right, because even when I was thinking about Trump, I was like, Donald Trump's never going to look into 9/11. He's never going to investigate it, and that kind of just proves that it's all a work. It's all a lie. Like, if he won't even look into it, then there's no politician that we can vote into power other than maybe Thomas Massey or Lauren Boebert or some one of these crazy people that I like, because nobody's going to ever actually look into it.
Have you heard that audio of Trump where he was
the day of 9/11? He said they have to have bombs in the building. He said that. Let me find that.
Yeah, there's audio of Trump discussing with one of the architectures of the buildings, discussing how after the 95 bombing, they went and looked at it, and even he was telling them how these buildings are built in such a way that they're damn near indestructible. And even after 9/11, there was like a radio interview or something where Trump called it and was like, they had to have been bombed when you try to do.
We know him as the man behind lots of real estate in Manhattan.
You know, those buildings had steel frames on the outside and the inside. Like, Trump is not dumb, you know?
No, he's not. He's not.
I'm trying. Back in 2001, he was questioning how did steel frame, double framed buildings just happen to crumble into dust, even when he's talking to architectures and other real, like, building makers, skyscraper builders. The fucking head of the fucking FCC for the steel division got fired because he wrote a letter into the White House saying there's no way that grade of steel melted. There's no way. And he got fired, and he was the head of the FCC steel division. There's so much behind 9/11, and I know you know it. And that's why you brought it up.
Great.
I feel like if the rest of America really understood the truth behind 9/11, the rest of this history would correct itself.
Joe, you're exactly right. That would be the domino that knocks all the rest down.
It really would. And that's why I've respected the fuck out of you, Alex Stein, number 99 pimp on a blimp.
Well,
you
Joe,
brought it up a lot.
You're the man. Well, you and your lady have a good night. Listen, I'm about to play the Donald Trump clip, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to open up the phone lines, but I'm going to play the Donald Trump clip, so keep watching. All right, have a good night. Tell your lady I love you guys both. All right, peace. All right. Let's see if we can play this. Hold on, let me go to. So Joe brought up such a good point. That guy's a smart man right there. Listen to Donald Trump. This is on September 11th, the day of the terror attacks.
Donald, you're probably the best known builder, particularly of great buildings in the city. There's a great deal of question about whether or not the damage and the ultimate destruction of the buildings was caused by the airplanes, by architectural defect, or possibly by bombs or aftershocks. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it was an architectural defect. The World Trade Center was always known as a very, very strong building. Don't forget, that took a big bomb in the basement. Now, the basement is the most vulnerable place because that's your foundation. And it withstood that. And I got to see that area about 3 or 4 days after it took place because one of my structural engineers actually took me for a tour because he did the building. And I said, I can't believe it. The building was standing solid, and half of the columns were blown out. I mean, so this was an unbelievably powerful building. If you know anything about structure, it was one of the first buildings that was built from the outside. The steel, the reason the World Trade Center had such narrow windows is that in between all the windows,
it had a skeleton of steel.
So you had the steel on the outside of the building. That's why when I first looked, and you had big, heavy I-beams. When I first looked at it, I couldn't believe it because there was a hole in the steel. And this is steel that was, you remember the width of the windows in the World Trade Center, folks. I think you know.
They were narrow.
If you were ever up there, they were quite narrow. And in between was this heavy steel. I said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the steel? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall.
Listen to that!
Heavy steel.
This is on the day of the terror attacks. Donald Trump, who's going to be the future 45th and 47th president of the United States of America, which is the 9/11 president. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. Donald Trump is literally the 9/11 president. And this is him on 9/11 saying that it would be impossible for a 767 or 747 to go through the steel frame of the building, and that he would speculate that it would need bombs to go off simultaneously in order to knock down the towers. This is not me saying them. I'm not crazy. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but none of this is a conspiracy. You can hear this. This is not AI. This is a real interview of Donald Trump saying he thought that there had to be bombs going off simultaneously because the building was such a structurally the structural integrity of the building was so strong that a plane would not be able to knock it down. And on top of that, even the architecture, the architect said that this plane was designed to be hit. The architect even said that this building was designed to be hit by a plane and not fall down. So just listen to Donald Trump. Listen to his words right now. Him saying that he thinks that bombs would have had to gone off simultaneously in order to knock this building down.
Said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the steel? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall. Most buildings are built with the steel is on the inside around the elevator shaft. This one was built from the outside, which is the strongest structure you can have. And it was almost just like a
Come on!
You know, Donald, we were looking at pictures.
Come on!
Coming into building number 2, and when you see that,
listen to him say that one more time. I mean,
all of a sudden,
come on! Oh, of course it's crapping out. I don't know what's going on. The deep state is definitely messing up with my internet service. All right, let's go back a little bit. I mean, what is going on? Donald Trump, our president, said, well, it's unlikely that a plane...
The World Trade Center, folks, I think, you know, if you were ever up there, they were quite narrow, and in between was this heavy steel. I said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the steel? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall. Most buildings are built with the steel on the inside around the elevator shaft. This one was built from the outside, which is the strongest structure you can have, and it was almost just like a can of soup.
You know, Donald, we were looking at pictures all morning long of that plane coming into building number...
A can of soup. A can of soup. The world's most structurally sound building ever built with steel frames on the outside. A can of soup is how I described it. Okay. So, I mean, I do take crazy pills. I'll be honest, I take a lot of crazy pills. But how else am I supposed to interpret that? I'm getting frustrated. I know I need to relax. I need to calm down. It's Saturday night. We got to have some gratitude. All right, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Man, phone lines are open 214-216-6169. Yeah, everybody needs to watch Loose Change. It's a great documentary. Man alive. You think Donald Trump is going to investigate 9/11? I doubt it. Jackson, you there? What's up, Jackson? How can I help you this evening? What's on your mind, brother? No, was it good? What happened? Let me look it up on Twitter. What happened? Dude, real quick though, why they're every freaking police chase even though we've had some here in Texas, they're always in California. Have you noticed that? Have you always noticed that they're always in California? Even OJ's Bronco, all the big chases are in. They always seem like they're in California. But what happened? I'm trying to find it right now. Let me see this. What is this from today? No, that's Toledo. Gosh, there's a lot of U-Haul high-speed chases. I'm not getting. I'm looking here. Let me look at this. Let me. Look at this. These are all U-Haul parade or all U-Haul chases. Gosh, and it happened tonight. Let me try to find it. Man alive. So it's in California, U-Haul chase. Let me put California. Did the person live though, or did they get arrested? What happened? I like that. What? You're talking about it. So it's like George Santos, but in a dress. I like George Santos. George Santos is one of the honest ones. I think George Santos got screwed, but. Oh yes. So they're all jacked up. Was it a trans person? Gosh, why can't I find it on suspects in U-Haul chase? See, I'm only finding some LPC. Let me see. Live police chases. I'm going to find it right now. Live police chases. We love live police chases. Okay. YouTube. Okay. Looks like I might have found a YouTube link. Let's see if this works. Okay. Hold on. Let's see.
For this a few moments ago. We're still working to find out why police were chasing this U-Haul, but
you can't hear it, but I can't. Let me see if I can see. Let me see if I can see the person that got out. Hold on. So this is live. Let's see what they look like. Okay, they're still driving.
They look like Steve. It looked like Steve Dave.
Let's see. Did you say Steve Dace? What did you say? What did he look like?
Steve Dave. It looked like Steve Dave.
Oh, can you guys hear? Let's see if you guys can hear him. I don't know if you guys can hear him.
Running and
here I go.
Truck just to make sure that
there it is.
And giving out. And our concern earlier, Dave, was the fact that if you hit a speed bump or you're going at incredibly high speeds.
Okay, they're in a cul-de-sac. They're stuck in a cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac might have been a dead end. Instead, they're just going to keep going.
Let's see. I know you can't hear it, but we're watching it right now. So they're in the.
Maybe this driver.
I believe you. I love you.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're about to get out. We'll see if it looks like they're trans or if they're an actual biological woman.
To the unit, so they are in the vicinity.
I feel like they're driving too good to be a biological woman. Oh, look at him running with a bat.
Look at the arm. Wow. Look at the arm.
Yeah, you're right. There's something goofy going on.
If this is a neighborhood, like their neighborhood, or if it's a familiar area.
Being chased by the helicopter. This is hilarious.
They like to go to where they have friends or friends or family. But their units got it lit up and definitely.
Let's see, we're watching it right now.
At the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, the bottom of the screen, right there.
Oh, there they are.
I'm watching you right now.
And what they
wow, look at it.
The area is putting out a description.
Oh yeah, that looks like a guy.
It's Francis like jamming. It's prancing like jamming.
Look, now they're just gonna walk like it's no big deal. All right, sure.
Jamming.
Okay. Yeah, you could almost tell the driver there slowed
give me a
down.
break. Give me a break.
Act casual and perhaps
the
sent off.
Yeah, they're trying to act all casual. Well, that's always fun to see a live police chase. Well, what else?
I mean, it's nothing like an NVCap fireside chat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you know the fireside chats. Well, dude, you're a real OG. You're a real chat rat Pip on a blimp fan.
Yes, sir.
What else you got going on other than watching that chase?
Just listen to Jim and Them. I missed Jim and Them yesterday, so I'm listening to Back into Them. You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
I'm a filth rat.
Yeah, well, I like that. What do you think about this war in Iran? Is it all nonsense? You like it? What do you think?
It's a little bit scam bait nonsense. I mean, just a little bit of that. I mean, if we would get our main man KB at the front line, he would fix everything.
What, Kevin Brennan? Who? You want Kevin Brennan in the front lines? Who's KB?
Yeah, Kevin Brennan on the front lines. We would just fix everything.
Dude, I love Kevin Brennan, even though he's insane. Kevin Brennan, if he was in the military, he would defect. He would get a dishonorable discharge. You think?
Yeah, but if he just had, he fixed the one, fixed everything with,
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right. If we had Kevin Brennan negotiating with the with the
Shoolies, frontline Shoolies.
Yeah. Well, Shuley couldn't do it. Shuley's a Jew, so they're not going to negotiate with him. But they might negotiate with Kevin. We can send him. He can talk to the IRGC, and maybe they would consider a ceasefire. I could actually see that as a possibility, maybe.
So, what's your take on the White House card, the UFC White House card?
Well, I saw. Did you see Joe Rogan was talking shit about it a little?
Yeah, but I mean, he's got to put a little bit of pushback to make it seem like, it's kind of real. But do they have a good chance? Are they really going to go up against the Netflix card?
Well, when is the date? I know they have a date already, but when is it?
June.
See, if this
I think it's the 14th.
If this war is still going on and they do that, that is going to be incredibly bad. That is just going to be the worst optics ever, because people are going to be like, we're still in this war, and you have they didn't even put what's his name on that. What's Colby Covington? They wouldn't even put Colby Covington on the card. I couldn't believe it.
I know.
I thought that was weak sauce. And who's the headline fight?
Big faux pas not having him on it. Topuria versus Justin Gaethje.
I mean, that will be a good fight, but I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be watching it.
You need America. You need America on that card, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I do like that they're doing it. I'm not one of these people that's going to be like a moral homo and be like, oh, we shouldn't do it. Like, I like that Donald Trump is trying to get involved. Combat sports are cool. I like combat sports, but at the same exact time, it's going to look very bad to the people that don't like combat sports, that aren't MMA fans, and it's just going to be another quiver, another arrow in their quiver to shoot at us, coming up in the next, the midterms in November.
True. I mean, you can spin it how you spin it, but you want to get a filthy Pinot choke on someone, you're going to have to give someone a reach around at least.
Yeah, I think you said it best. Sometimes you got to jack it before you attack it. All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
Before I let you go.
Take it easy and take it squeezy. I love you. Stein for life.
That's the right answer, dude. All right, have a good one. All right, guys, we're gonna open up the phone lines, man. That's the kind of positive vibrational energy we need on the show. What's up, guys? Don't be afraid. Send some super chats. We need some super chats to keep this stream going. We got to get some. Well, really, I mean, I'll keep it going anyway, but I just appreciate the financial support. Let's see. Somebody said, let's quiver more arrows. You know what I'm saying. I'm tired. I need to get some sleep. I've been on the road. John, you're live. What's up?
Alex, it's NFT guy 69 again.
Oh, wow. How did you get through so fast again? Wow. What's up, brother?
Trump's not going to investigate 9/11 if he's not going to investigate his own shooting.
I mean, did I say that? I mean, I'm not even trying to be annoying to you. I agree with you 100%, but yeah, I don't expect him to. And I think that's why I was getting so frustrated is that,
and I think it's ridiculous.
And I know that he's never going to do that. So I'm being ashamed.
Yeah. And I think it's ridiculous that he is the one that was the target of a shooting and he hasn't even investigated that yet. And nothing's come out about that yet.
I know, but I also don't think that shooting, and I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. Like, is he going to do an op where he lets somebody shoot him? I mean, I don't know. Like, or maybe he found out after the fact that it was an inside job and he's like, well, don't investigate it, because I don't know if I would ever expect a guy to let somebody shoot him in the ear. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine that.
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was him orchestrating it, but I just think it's very
he found out it was
there was no silverware. There was no silverware in the house and stuff like that. Like, he hasn't even gotten to the bottom of it.
You're right.
Seems like nothing's come out.
You're right. They have not investigated that. They've not investigated Tyler Robinson with Charlie's deal enough, in my opinion. So, I mean, I guess I have to agree. All right, dude. Well, I agree with you 100%. So, thank you for calling in. I'm going to open up the phone line so we can get a few more callers in before we.
Yeah, no problem. I sent you a message too on Twitter.
Thanks. I'll reshare it. I'll share the stream and I'll retweet it and I'll follow you back. Thanks, brother. You got the right energy. You got the right mindset. All right. The phone lines are open. Call in. The number is 214-216-6169. We are going to be doing more of these call-in streams. I got to freaking get going more. I got to be doing this more. You guys need to tweet at me to go live. I've just been so busy. Not that that's an excuse not to go live, but I've just been traveling. I've been doing a bunch of, stuff, and I'm not trying to judge you guys. Oh, look at this.
Call from
Ryan.
Ryan, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing as good as I can do. I mean, I think things aren't that bad right now, but I guess I'm worried about the future. But other than that, I'm the pimp on a blimp. I'm doing okay. What's up?
Not much. Couple of things I want to get to. You can respond quick if you want, but you kind of hit on it last caller. The FBI or everyone involved, they're dropping the ball big time on the Charlie Kirk thing. Your buddy.
Yeah.
And I think we all know they haven't dug deep enough in that. I'm not thinking that something like like Candace is right every time, but.
No, and actually, a lot of people are hating on Candace. I appreciate a little bit of what Candace is doing for sure, but at the same exact time, I don't think that the guy shot a gun, took it apart, put it back together. I mean, the official story to me just sounds like nonsense. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I believe the official story. But I also, I don't think Erica Kirk killed her husband. I just find that hard to believe. I find,
Yeah. I think you got to look more into the powerful people, if you will. All right. And now
Israel, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I saw Joe Kent say that, and that made me. Of course, I made my antenna go up. But I do believe this, and I'm not saying this as a shill, dude. Charlie, it was a guy that believed in the Bible. He was Judeo-Christian, which I know is annoying to some of these people. It's a little annoying to me too, or like you feel like you have to support the modern day Israel when in reality it's much different than the Israel from the Bible. But I just don't think that he would have ever turned his back on Israel. But then, you see Joe Kent say that, that they had to take him out because he was the last, advisor to Trump that was against this war. I mean, that does make it makes me question the reality of the situation that we're in, because that he was the last domino to fall that let this war happen. And I'm not trying to put it all on Charlie, but I know that if Charlie was still alive, that he would be fighting against it. And so that is all information that I'm struggling with personally. I'm having a real tough time dealing with all of that. And I'm not trying to sound like a victim. I honestly don't know what to believe, because the official story to me of Tyler Robinson taking a gun apart, putting it back together, sending some love text message, admitting to it to his furry boyfriend. I mean, it all just sounds like just nonsense. And I'm having a lot of trouble with it.
Carving words into the bullets and stuff like that is totally ridiculous.
Yeah, see, that does seem weird to me. You know what I mean? It seems a little performative.
Absolutely. I don't know what happened with Glenn Beck's outfit there. I really don't care. I think it's pretty lame what Shapiro's company did to you the other day with Dan Crenshaw.
Well, that was bullshit. About that. That was bullshit. How they invited me out there, and then what they wanted, they tried to rectify it by saying, "Oh, well, you can go on Michael's show the next day." Well, I just said, kiss my ass. Real quick, I want to get to the super chat. This is Caller Joe, and your chat is full of Mossad. LOL, love you, bro. Yeah, you're probably right. Mossad's definitely watching the stream. Thank you for the $10, and we got a $2 super chat. Westward Smile, I'm going to call in when I can to call you out. Okay, we got to open up the phone lines. Westward Smile wants to call me out. Well, what do you want to say before you go? I really appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you watching, but what else you want to say about it?
All right. I've been a big fan for a while, Alex. Just want to also let you know that Mark Dice had called you out on a video. He's always been a fan of yours. Absolutely.
Yeah, Mark's my man. Marcus, dude, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Mark making a video. When I first wore the Zorro mask at the Target during the whole mask mandate stuff. So, dude, Mark Dice is the true OG. Everybody needs to go follow Mark Dice. And Mark Dice has been dead on about this stuff. And he's a huge Trump supporter, just like I am. But I mean, I think that like at the end of the day, you can only support something so much until it goes against your morals and it goes against the principles that you supported the guy on. And some of my principles now feel like they've been trampled on by Trump. And it doesn't mean I don't support him, but he's part of the cabal. He's in the club, and none of us are. None of us in the chat at least. So it's just frustrating, and I feel like it needs to be called out a little bit.
All right. Thanks for taking my call, Alex. You're everyone.
Thanks, brother. All right, Westward, call in. Okay, we got the phone lines open. We'd love to have a nice debate about this war in Iran. If you got the balls, if you can get through. People are calling like crazy. The number's 214-216-6169. I'm sure we got a lot of Mossad in the chat. That's fine. I'll allow it. They hacked into every security camera in Iran. I'm sure they can hack into our stream. I'm not even laughing because it's funny. I mean, it's true.
Call from
Yaakov.
Yako, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm doing better. Oh, Yakov, my man Yakov. Yes. Yakov, what do you think about this war, dude? I know we talked about it last Saturday. You still feeling the same? I know you're Orthodox and you think Rabbi Shmuley is a bad representative of your religion, and I would agree with you.
Exactly. I want to say something I heard on Michael Null's show. He said that we should give Trump a few weeks. He said it's going to take a few weeks. So how about we give him that time? It's too early to judge.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, you know what? I'm more than willing to give him that. I think I've said it on the stream that we have not felt the effects of this war because he's been able to go to the strategic reserves of oil. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And I'm not trying. I don't want America to lose, and I want Donald Trump to be right. I know there's a lot of people that are rooting against the president. I'm not one of those people. I'm rooting for the country. I'm rooting for humanity. I'm rooting for the outcome that the least amount of people die from. So I think you're right. I think we need to give it a few weeks, but at the same exact time, we're on a slippery slope. It feels like it could be things could get really out of hand really fast. So I think that's why the anxiety is high right now, Yakov.
Okay, but do you think that they're a threat at all? I wouldn't say they're an immediate threat, but you don't think all their killings and all the missiles and all the stuff, it's not a threat at all to you?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of a threat is. It a threat to our military service members in the, in all of the Middle Eastern, base?
Yeah, certain level.
Yeah, of 100% to our embassies in those foreign countries. Are they a threat? Yes, they've attacked those. But are they a threat to me in Dallas, Texas, when I'm going to the Walmart, I'm going to the McDonald's? No, not necessarily. But you know what I will empathize with you, Yakov? What I do feel like is a threat is that they're building all these mosques here in Dallas. And I do think that there's going to be people that are radicalized. We already saw that shooter that went in Austin, Texas, and killed 3 college students. And so I think there is a threat. There's going to be more domestic terror attacks. But do I actually think that I'm going to be bombed by Iran necessarily? No, not while I'm in Dallas. But I do think that there could be, like I said, sleeper cells, terrorists that attack right here. It happened right in Austin when I was there the night before.
What about in a few years? I'm not talking about now, but they're developing bombs, right? They're getting better missiles and everything.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, do they have bombs that can go to Europe? Yeah, but we're having trouble bombing them. And really, this is the thing. They could still get a nuclear weapon, and I would still be able to sleep at night because we have more nuclear weapons. Israel has nuclear weapons. They know that as soon as they drop a nuclear bomb, they're going to get hit with 10 more nuclear bombs. So it's like,
but they don't care dying. A lot of them don't care dying.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point, but I'm just telling you that we look like the bad guys to all of our allies that are in NATO, that are in the European Union, because we started this war. If they were the ones that provoked this, if they were the ones that dropped the first bomb, then everybody would be on our side. But that's not what happened in this case. So that's where it comes to the optics of the situation. We look like the bully. If they dropped a nuclear bomb on innocent civilians, the whole world would be against them, and I think they'd be taken out in 1 second. So it wouldn't be very beneficial for them to do that. And as much as we think that these guys are just having sex with goats and they're just idiots, they're a little smarter than we give them credit for.
That's true. That's true. But I don't think we should wait till it's an actual threat. Why does it have to be an immediate threat? Why
Why
should
don't
we
we
wait
go
for that?
bomb India? Why don't we go bomb Russia? There's a lot of countries that have nuclear bombs, so we don't go bomb.
Because they don't chant death to America.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe in the First Amendment. I believe that you should be able to. I feel like you should be able to legally say that. So I guess that doesn't.
Yeah, but we should defend ourselves.
But defend ourselves from what? From words? I believe in the First Amendment. I mean, I don't believe in hate speech. I don't believe words are violent to me. I think anybody could say the most repugnant thing to me, and I should just accept it because that's what freedom of speech really is at the end of the day. That's why the First Amendment's so important.
Exactly, but don't you think words show what the person is, what he believes?
Not necessarily. No. People can say words all the time. Actually, I would argue that a lot of people talk is cheap, right? Isn't that what they say? Talk is cheap because a lot of people say stuff and they don't do it. You know that saying.
So
a lot of people.
So Iran doesn't want to kill us.
I mean, yeah, sure, but if they don't have a weapon that can come here and kill us, then they can want all they want. I mean, they can poop in one hand, they're gonna have a bunch of poop in their hand. What do you want me to say? Like, they can do something, but if they can't do it, then I'm not afraid of them doing it. Like, I'm afraid of what they can do. I'm afraid of them bombing, our allies in Europe. I'm afraid of them bombing your favorite country, Israel, which I don't want. I don't want Israel to get bombed. I like Israel, but I'm saying, do I think that they're going to be able to bomb Dallas, Texas? No, I think that they do not have the capability, so I'm going to be able to sleep at night easily without worrying about that. And I know we can worry about the future, that they're going to get this technology, they're going to do all this. I think that it's more likely that we'd be the victim of some sort of cyber attack where they shut down the internet or something before they're able to get a nuclear weapon and blow me up while I'm at McDonald's.
You don't think it's a threat even in 20 years or in 10 years? I'm not talking about now.
Yeah, I guess hypothetically, yes, but I'm not too worried about 10 years. I'm barely making it right now. I mean, I'm worried about right now. I'm worried about next month. I'm worried about my bills. So, I mean, I wish I could live 10 years in the future, but that's not where I live. I try to live in the present as much as possible.
The smart move would be to live 10 years in the future. Why should we deal with it then when they already have a bomb and can kill people? We can take them out.
I would argue that it's not good to live 10 years in the future because, it's all about having gratitude. And then, living in the past and living in the future is the same problem. It's not good. Like, we need to live in the now. We need to live in the moment. And that doesn't mean that you don't plan for the future. It doesn't mean that you forget about the past. But just fighting a war on a hypothetical, to me, seems like a little much. And I know you might disagree with me, but I just, I think that's a little much to fight a war on hypotheticals.
Okay. And I agree with you also. There should be no boots on the ground, and it should be not a forever war. It should be a few weeks. It comes in a few weeks. It's not over. I'm fully with you.
Yeah, and once again, I can be proved wrong. None of you guys need to take my word as gospel. I'm not an expert. I am just a podcaster. I'm a comedian. I'm a guy that likes to have fun, but I'm also a conspiracy theorist that have seen from the past 25 years, we talk about living in the future. Well, if we're going to live in the past for a second, our track record has not been that great in the Middle East. It's caused a lot of damage, a lot of destruction. We spent a lot of money.
Yeah, but it wasn't Trump. It was a bunch of dumb presidents. We never had Trump in there. It's not fair to compare. Biden didn't know he was alive. How do we compare that?
Well, I mean, I would say that Trump is a better president than Biden for sure, but I'm saying, if we're going to go by past presidents, George Bush destabilized every other country in the Middle East except for Iran. Yeah, but why did he not? Why did he not mess with Iran, Yakov?
Maybe he should have. I don't know, but he
maybe he should have, but
wasn't gonna.
But he didn't because he knew that they're pretty powerful and they're a pretty formidable opponent. And the same reason why we're nervous that they could attack us because we're poking the bull, we're poking the bear. I mean, it's just.
It was more of a threat now than then. There, as the year goes, it gets worse. So I don't know what the situation was then. I wasn't alive then. Even.
Well, I know that we were fighting a proxy war between Iraq and Iran. I know that, and that Iran was an ally for a while, and then all of a sudden we had to go kill Saddam Hussein. So, man, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's really just a bunch of bullshit. And I know that's maybe an oversimplified, too reductive way to describe it, but really and truly, American forces spending these trillions of dollars for issues that are in the Middle East when there's a lot of domestic issues that we're not addressing. That is why we're frustrated. Because if America was perfect, if there was no domestic issues, if we didn't have an immigration problem, if we didn't have an inflation problem, if we didn't have an affordability crisis in this country, then sure, we can go be the world's police. But nobody, or at least not nobody, but the majority of people don't want us to go intervene in Middle East drama.
I hear domestically, would you say that I should be targeting non-criminals or everyone that comes over the border has got to go?
I mean, Donald Trump is not going to kick out. He already said that he's going to stop deporting people because it's all these multinational corporations that rely on this cheap labor that are in his ears that are donating to him. So he's not going to actually kick people out. But if I was really just deporting people, I would probably be a little more lenient to the people that are coming from Mexico, considering they're here in North America. And I would be more punitive to the people in South America and India and, Afghanistan, all those people. I would be pretty punitive and they would get kicked out even if they didn't commit a crime.
Mm-hmm. That's reasonable.
I'm a reasonable guy, Yakov. I'm a reasonable guy. If you come here, you're an illegal immigrant from Israel, you're allowed to stay. I know you like that one. We'll give you amnesty. All big booty Israelis get amnesty. I'll make a concession with you, Yakov.
Amazing. That
All
was
right.
amazing. Also, I don't think one last thing. I don't know. This whole Israeli killed Charlie.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But I do
Is
think.
there anything we're not blamed for?
Well, you know that Israel's very influential, Yakov. You know that there's 9 million people, or probably the most influential 9 million group of people in the world.
100%. We're blessed by God, but
exactly right.
Evil.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I think Israel gets blamed for too much stuff, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that Israel's not influential. So it's a gray area. But you know that I don't think that Israel's to blame, and I think that's a victimhood mentality. It's something that AOC would do, to blame everything on Israel. But at the same exact time, Israel is our biggest ally, and they are very important to American politics. When you look at AIPAC, and I know there's a lot of other special interest groups and lobbies that are even probably more powerful than AIPAC, but still, people are paying attention. And they're able to create a conspiracy out of nothing. Anybody can do that. You can just connect a few. That's with every conspiracy. There's always like a few true things, right? And then you kind of extrapolate from there and you make it bigger than it is. So sadly, that is kind of what happens with Israel, is that, yes, they are powerful. Yes, they're our biggest ally. Yes, they're very powerful, successful people. And that's what I always say in my stand-up comedy. I have a joke, and I'm still kind of fleshing it out, where I say, like, a lot of people want to say the Jews rule the world. Well, maybe they do, and maybe they should, because if you go to the hospital and you get hurt, do you want a black doctor, a Mexican doctor, a Jewish doctor? You want a Jewish doctor. If you go and you're in a criminal court case, do you want a black attorney, a Chinese attorney, or a Jewish attorney? You want a Jewish attorney. So Jews are pretty smart. They're pretty successful for a reason. So, maybe they are pretty good at running the world. So, I think there's some truth to that.
100%. I watched Charlie many hours. I used to love watching him debate on YouTube. I don't think he ever had anything against Israel. I don't know.
Never. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think Israel would kill him. I think I tried to make that point, is that he supported Israel 100%. And I think Israel's really smart. I don't know why they would kill some guy that's that influential, that has their back. I don't think they would be dumb enough to do that.
100%. And by the way, I agree. I don't think any politician in America should be basing his policies off Israel. As much as I'm Jewish and I'm pro-Israel, we're living in America. I'm totally open to that.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Yakov. Well, thank you for calling in again, dude. I'm going to get you a couple more calls. We'll see what happens. We'll be doing this Saturday stream every Saturday night. Maybe I might start doing it a little earlier in the night so more people can watch. But Yakov, you can call in every week and we can keep a war tracker. And I hope you're right. I hope this thing's over in 2 weeks, and I hope the Strait of Hormuz opens, and I hope the inflation doesn't go crazy. But if it does, then all of my concerns are valid. If it doesn't, then I am a libtard snowflake that should have shut my mouth. I'll agree with you on that.
Amazing. Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you, Yakov. All right, guys, we're going to keep the phone lines open for a little bit longer. The number is 214-216-6169. People are saying that's Mossad. I think Yakov is my Mossad handler, but he's a nice one. I mean, that's all you can ask for. With the Mossad, I want the nice Mossad, not the mean Mossad. If Yakov is my Mossad handler, I got a good one there. All right, Joe, thank you. I don't think he's gay. Come on. So a block number, maybe we're debating.
Call from
6169. People are saying that's Mossad. You're live with the Pimp on a Blimp. What do you got for us?
I on this rub and tug.
What, is this a rub and tug?
Yeah, Yeah, you give me rubber tub?
No, I think you got the wrong number. This is the Pimp on a Blimp. I don't rub.
This Alex Stein? This Alex Stein?
This is Alex Stein. Yes.
I want to paint your pee-pee.
You want to touch my pee-pee? Are you a girl or a guy? I can't tell. You have kind
I want to paint it. I'm an artist.
Say that again.
I'm an artist. I want to paint your penis.
Oh, I would let you paint my penis. I would. Is it going to be a private painting, or do we have to live stream it?
No, we did a live stream of painting. I'm a big artist.
Well, okay, I kind of like that. I mean, I'm not against that. I actually need some more penile art.
You know a guy named Joey C?
Oh, this is Joey C. I knew this is Joey C. I could tell this is Joey. What the hell? Joey, what do you think about this war before you go? Because we're about to end the stream. What do you think about this war?
Well, I did say this. If one thing I did agree with, I think after 47 years of this man who hated this country, wanted to hurt us, I believe that strongly that was his intention. So I believe that the first act was the right act to do. But I think now it's time to let them enjoy their freedom and let them work out their government. And now we've helped them. We did what we needed to do, and we should come home now and bring our troops home.
Joey, that's why I'm voting for you for president. I mean, you need to run. I'm not even kidding. We need President Joey.
Listen to me. 3,000. I printed 3,000 Florida ballots last night. I'm going out to get next week. I'm going to be. I got 2,000. I got to get in Jersey. 45,000 in New York. I'm going to be traveling. I'm running a grassroots campaign, and my 3 biggest points are: I want to know why veterans are sleeping on the street. There's 33,452 veterans homeless daily. Why are they on the street? They fought for this country, lost a leg, lost an eye, lost something. Why are they homeless?
And Joey, they were getting $200 billion and they just want to buy more bombs, so that I would be okay if some of that, they said, hey, our vets that got injured, we want to spend some of that money on them. But that's not what they want to do. They want to just buy more bombs. So all of our funding is not going to help out our veterans that may have, put their life on the line and suffered tremendous loss. It's all about just getting more loss, getting more people that are injured or crippled.
I had the highest regard for you, and I really do. I really do.
Same.
And a big
two-way street.
You're just a phenomenal guy, and I love your work, and I love being your friend. But let me tell you something. I get, people judge me, and let me tell you that I de-weaponize every politician, because the only way, let me tell you, President Lincoln had 1 year of education. That man, 1 year of education, self-taught himself politics. He would come from poverty. There was more presidents that were in poverty and that had no education that were successful presidents than the elite, polished guy that gets up there in a $3,000 suit, smiles to the cameras, sits there and tells you this and that, lies, turns around and says, fuck you when he gets off the camera. You understand? We got presidents that are on the list. Epstein Island, who got blowjobs underneath the desk, who ran this country, who failed miserably. You understand? So they're going to say that I'm not qualified. I am very much, because if history taught anything, men like me that are built, who've been knocked down, but got back up and keep it. I got war scars. I got battle scars. I'm a fighter. I will change America.
Joey, and I'm not even kidding when I say this. I'm being dead serious, because you are my friend. But even if I didn't know you, I would say that a guy from the street like you that has real world experience working for baseball teams is probably more qualified to be president, because you're not going to be influenced by a bunch of garbage, nonsense money.
Thank you.
I'm saying you're not a guy that yes, you want money. Yes, you're trying to make a living, but you're not. That's not the end all be all for you. You're like,
you know what's more important to me?
I'm saying you're a real person. Your whole life is not around how much money you have in the bank.
I'm worried about my 13 grandchildren. Grandchildren that for the future. I'm worried about other kids' future. We got no leaders coming up in this generation. Every kid is lazy, plays video games. We got no potential leaders for 20 years down the road.
We did have Charlie. We had Charlie Kirk.
We did, and I've been watching a lot of his older stuff. I didn't really follow him that much, but I did see that he had a great heart. This man would have been president in the next, if not 2028, I think he might have not ran it.
2032.
Yeah, for sure. 32, he would have won. I believe he would have won. I really do. I believe he would.
Right, you're right, Joey. And I'm not saying that. I hope they clip this. Guys, I'm being dead serious. Joey, with no political experience, would be better than any of these politicians that have been there and that are,
Hey, listen, Alex, listen to me. Listen, I've been tainted with addiction for 34 years. A battle that I know how the wheel in the system is rigged for people like me. I'm one of the people that I'm on the Zero to Hero campaign, but I will be more. I've been more transparent. Do you know when I'm making a lot of noise? I got two politicians in Ohio that have endorsed me now. I've got a mayor and a city councilman in Ohio who I'm going to be meeting the governor. I'm making noise. I'm making moves. I'm working 12 hours a day. I wrote my other core thing is we have to really protect AI. AI is here. People got to understand it's the future.
Well, Joey, this is how I'm going to support your campaign. I don't know when, but April, I'm traveling all April. But in May, I'm going to fly you from Tampa, and we're going to go to D.C. together. And I'll film it, and we're going to go, and we're going to talk to all of the congressmen. We'll go to Lauren Boebert. We'll go to all those places, and we'll go confront all the politicians. I'm telling you, I'm dead serious. I will pay for your flight from Tampa to D.C. We can share a hotel room, and we will go and we will confront these politicians and call them out as a publicity.
I'm ready.
For your campaign.
I'm ready. Here, you got a voice that I need. I need volunteers to stay sick. I got to get on the ballot. I got a lot of ballot work to do. I'm going to be 8 months ahead of schedule when I get Florida. I'm out there going to pound the pavement starting Monday. I got to get 150,000. I'm set up to raisethemoney.org, which is a campaign. I'm with a legitimate bank out of New York that handles all the big president's account for campaign. Everything is monitored. I just send in a PO purchase order. They pay it. I don't touch the money. It legitimately goes into that bank from Raise the Money, which is a political approved FAEC approved. Okay, but
real quick, somebody in the chat said, "Why share a hotel room?" Well, first of all, Joey C's the straightest guy I know. I'm a straight guy too. But Joey and I, we have to save money. This is a bootstrap campaign, and Joey and I are going to be on Capitol Hill, the most expensive part of DC.
Right.
So, and guys, it'll probably be a suite. I'll probably be in the living room. Joey will be in the bedroom.
That's fine. That's not important to me. What's important to me is that I get people. I need volunteers to go out and get signatures. I'm calling all these states every day, and some of the states got me handcuffed. I can't even start collecting the states till January of 28 and give me a 6-month window.
But Joey, one thing. Let me cut you off though. Yes, we want you to win. It's going to be an uphill battle, but what we want you to do is be as disrupt as much as possible. Like we need to be a disruptor. We need to actually cause these people some pain. That's how we win. You know, we got to disrupt.
Of course.
We got to disrupt.
Of course. Here's the thing. I got 2 people in the Dabbleverse. They're 2 transgender ladies that are getting good. They got a show they just started.
I've seen those people. I get them on my show. I need to get them on my show.
They want to be. I want you to put them on your show. Latanya Vegas, and I forgot the other girl, but they want to do your show. I told them
I got to go to back this week. So let's do not this Monday, but the next Monday I'll have them both on. I'll have them. I'd be honored to have them both.
Okay, on. I told you to support the community.
Yeah, of course. You know, I want them to. I love transgenders, so I like transgenders in women's sports, so I can gamble on them and win money. So I like trans, but not the 27th, but whatever 7 days is from that. So that's it'd be like April 2nd or April 3rd.
I want people to join Skull. You know the Skull community?
Yeah, I've heard about it a little bit.
Total free. I'm going to put it in your chat room, my link. You come over. It's a political. I want people that have ideas, people that want to get involved. It's all free. I'm not taking a dime for it. I made it all open for free. It's a great. I got some people. I got a couple important people in there that are supporting me now, and I'm growing. I'm grassrooting it every day, and I'm doing this by myself. I'm paying for printing out of my pocket. I've got to get an old Winnebago so I can go across the country and drive it myself with me and the wife to campaign. You understand? I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. Let me tell you something. The greatest president in this country who did, because I don't believe in segregating color. I don't believe in special. Here's the thing. President Lincoln died for freeing the slaves. He was uneducated. He was poor. He self-taught himself. And what he did and died for is one of the greatest things that has moved forward and never been broken.
Amen.
If he can do it, I can do it. And I'm dead serious. I'm fighting for
I'm dead serious. We're going from Tampa to DC. It's going to be the Joey and Stein tour. I'm dead serious. I'm going to fly.
I know that.
All right.
All right.
Well, hey, message me, text me those transgenders. I want them on the show.
I got it. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it, guys. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Have a good night.
You're the man, Joey. All right, guys. Joey C. Everybody go support Joey C. He's one of my favorite guys. And honestly, you know, Joey C gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I don't understand the people that hate Joey C. I really don't. I get how people can get mad at Stuttering John. I get how people can maybe, even though Kevin Britton has a lot of fans, I get why people can critique Kevin Brennan. I feel like Joey C is one of the only straight shooters in the Dabbleverse. Like I know sometimes he's, he's a little over exaggerates a little bit, but I over exaggerate. I mean, what do you mean? I love Joey C. I mean, he plays a character a little bit, but honestly, he seems like one of the most genuine guys in the whole entire space. So that's why I love Joey C. All right, Yakov, he says, I'm not gay. That's prohibited in Jewish law. I'm not part of Mossad. I love Israel, but I'm not a Zionist. Thanks for having me on, MAGA. Thank you, Yakov. Appreciate that. I left that comment up for too long before reading it. That's a funny. Yakov's funny. I like Yakov. All right, I'm going to open up the phone lines for a little bit longer. Guys, call in 214-216-6169. No, somebody asked, would I date a trans? Never. But would I be nice to a trans person? Yes. Yes. I don't know if you're an adult and you're trans. I mean, I'm not. I just don't think you should go to the women's restroom, but I think that you should be able to live freely. I'm not. We live in a dress. Go ahead. Here's what it is.
Call from
Mike.
You're live with the Pimp on a Blimp. How can I help you, brother?
No way.
Yes way, dude. Yes way.
Alex, man, you are the man. You are the greatest.
I wish I was.
So,
I wish I was. I'm close, but I'm trying to get there. What's your name?
You're definitely growing, man.
I am growing. That's all I can do. I'm a grower, not a shower, so I appreciate that. What do you got for us? What's
I'm just wondering, are you going to vote for Gavin or Jake Paul in 2020?
Yeah, so you've been watching Tim Dillon. Isn't that the funniest clip where Donald
It's like, dude, the video is on my screen right now on my YouTube feed next to your live stream. So
it's so funny. And he's like, I'll endorse Jake Paul for anything. If I had to pick between the two, I'd pick Jake Paul. But if it's AOC and Gavin Newsom, I'm voting for my favorite big booty Latina right there, AOC.
Wow, yeah.
God forbid she wins, and then that clip would go triple, quadruple more viral. And then,
oh my gosh, the clip, that's so OG.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Gosh,
so I mean, maybe I'm being selfish with that opinion because I know that she wouldn't be the best for our country, but. At the end of the day, dude, it feels like a uniparty. It doesn't matter if you put Republican or Democrat on your ballot.
We got to vote Joey, man. We got to get Joey in there.
Thank you, dude. So we got another Dabbleverse guy that's actually educated. We need freaking President Joe. We can joke around about Joey, but Joey would probably get in there and be like, well, I think this is right. I think this is wrong. And I think more American citizens would agree with his policies.
Dude, he's got mayors all over the place endorsing him. So.
Dude, he's got the Ohio mayor, dude. That's all you need.
The Ohio mayor endorsed him.
That's all that matters, dude. He's got mayors.
Yeah, man,
I endorse him. So, I mean, that's pretty strong. If he has if I co-sign for him. So, yeah, I mean, I love President Joey C. It would probably.
Man, any thoughts on Jim Carrey? Any thoughts on the Jim Carrey situation?
Well, I know I saw that where they said that was a clone or whatever. And then did you see the psyop with the guy that pretends to be like a drag queen or something? That
was Alexis Stone.
Yeah, Alexis Stone, but that person didn't actually play Jim Carrey. They used an AI picture for that.
Yeah, I saw that with AI.
It looked like Jim Carrey with fillers. I don't know, dude. And then it was weird that Jim Carrey at that it was like a French award show, and then he learned to speak.
Did his speech totally in French, like.
It's weird, dude. It's weird. And if you go back, I love Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber is one of the best movies ever. Ace Ventura. But if you look
at all those,
The Mask, if you look at his interviews on Jay Leno, he was talking about how the moon landing's fake. He's talking about how he had this.
Dude, he did the Illuminati tongue thing on
camera. The Illuminati tongue thing. And then he had the one world order map. He was like showing a map about how we live in a one world order.
Oh, yeah.
But his best thing, which I can't even articulate, I can't even recreate what he was talking about, but he was talking about how the chakra, about how Jesus is like this sexual thing. Dude, go listen to his Norm Macdonald interview.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Wow, I love Norm Macdonald.
Norm's the best. Norm is the greatest comedian of all time. But go
Dude, I watched him at the Clinton whatever thing.
Yeah, that correspondence dinner. Yeah. Dude, Norm was the best. I look back and I think Norm and Patrice O'Neill were probably 1 and 2 the best comedians, and I just can't believe we lost those guys. But Norm, everybody needs to go watch Jim Carrey on Norm. He says it sounds kind of like nonsense. Here, let me see if I can pull it up. It sounds kind of like nonsense, but it also sounds like it makes sense. Hold on, let's see. Jim Carrey, Norm.
I also heard him talking about the gateway of forgiveness.
Are you in Canada? Are you in Canada?
Yeah. Yeah, Nova Scotia.
A boot. I love Nova Scotia.
Yeah, man, a boot.
Let's see. Okay, this is just a short.
33.
Okay.
Everybody. I'm a Trudeau, Katy Perry loyalist, you know.
Okay. I don't think.
I'm joking.
Well, no, but that is awesome though. Justin Trudeau's with that hot piece of ass. Good for him.
Yeah, that astronaut, you know.
Yeah, she is, dude. Oh my gosh, you got all the jokes. Okay, well, what do you got? I'm about to play the Jim Carrey clip, and then I'm gonna open the phone lines. We're only gonna do a few more calls, but
all right, brother. God bless you, man. I've been a fan for years. You're absolutely hilarious.
You're the man. Keep calling in. We're gonna keep doing the Saturday call-in show.
I will, brother. God bless. All right. Mike on a blimp.
Mike on a blimp. We love Mike on a blimp. Okay, let's watch this video. This is kind of interesting, to say the least. Let's go. Let's see. Let me see if I can make it. I'll make myself small.
Your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. There is a substance or liquid that comes from your medulla. This substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is the Christ coming down into human form. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney. There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. There is a substance or liquid that comes from your medulla. This substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is the Christ coming down into human form. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
I mean, I know it sounds spooky and weird or whatever, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jim Carrey, he's incredibly successful, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. He's not a dummy. Anybody that says Jim Carrey's dumb is smoking crack. I'll tell you that much. Well, we got a lot of people. Thank you for everybody watching on Facebook. We got some other people on the After Hours YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Make sure to hit that like button. I know it's weird. There's some, Jim Carrey. He said the movie here. Let's see Jim Carrey on. Let's see Jim Carrey. Let's see if you can find this. Here we go. This is a classic. This is an absolute classic.
I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
I could see how that would affect your Christmas.
I made that whole thing up.
What?
I'm sorry. I guess I just wanted to seem interesting. I guess there's a real danger of that on this show.
There's a pressure.
Well, yeah, people come out and they've run out of anecdotes, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
This story is a story live at the
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
Jay doesn't even know what to do. Let's watch it again. And they're buying it. I mean, he basically says the moon landing's fake. Why is it?
They've run out of anecdotes, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes. Like, I just love that. Gosh, I love that so much. They're buying it. Like, we are buying it. Everybody's buying it. I bought into Trump. I bought into this. I buy into stuff all the time. So I'm not acting like I'm holier than thou or that I'm better or even smarter than the people that are buying this lie, because I buy into lies all the time because I want to believe. The people that believe went to the moon, you want to believe that, Makes you sleep a little better at night. I don't know. I love Jim Carrey. He's a smart guy. I mean, I don't think you get to the level of success that he has unless you're a little smart. Oh, look at Shay TK. Love it. Alex, you're not only good looking, but you're very smart. Thank you, Shay Shay TK. I'll take it. All right, let's open up the phone lines for a couple more calls. Let's see. Tonight's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys all supporting the chat. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys have been more than generous tonight. I think we're close to $100. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, it makes it worth my while. It makes it worth my while regardless if we get super chats. But, oh, I think this caller's called before. Let's see. Not tonight. Let's see. Northeast Sisters, what's up? Northeast? You guys can't hear it. It's playing some sort of weird thing. It's like the N-word. Hello? You guys can't hear it. That's good. Well, yeah, so luckily I didn't share them on the screen. Let's see. Better me. Yo, you there, Better Me? Yes, barely. The last caller, like they tried to troll us, but luckily I wasn't sharing the audio. They were saying they played some audio of like just the N-word over and over again. But what's happening, dude? That's what I'm saying. They can suck my D. What you got going on, dude? How can I help you this evening? Yeah, so you're smoking copium. I smoke a lot of it all day long. I'm a big copium smoker. But I guess, what are you saying? Do you think something really bad needs to happen to wake people up? Or, well, I mean, I guess what are you trying to say? Okay.
The United States recently just loosened sanctions on China and Russia, so they're getting the oil that they need. But you got Scott Bessent saying that, Iran's not going to get the money, but China and Russia.
You're talking about the 140 million barrels of oil that we're going to pay $14 billion for or whatever. And
yeah,
it is confusing because they're like, oh, we're in a war with them, but we're going to ease sanctions and buy the oil so that our allies are not suffering right now. But then Scott Bessent is saying, the United States financial advisor to Trump is saying that they're not going to get the money. Yeah, I know. I find it hard to believe because I saw some other clip of one of the CNN journalists, and whether I know they're idiots, but they were saying, well, if you're going to release sanctions, you're going to have to pay them for it. They're going to get the money. So it almost seems like the administration is lying. Like they're not going to just give us the oil for free.
And it's like, over 800,000 people in Lebanon have been displaced, and I don't even know how this. I don't even know how this is America First or.
It's not. It's not.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
You know what's funny, man? Like, and I think this was part of the manipulation on behalf of the administration, where they got us to be kind of cool with, going over to Venezuela, and even with the idea, flirting with the idea of Greenland. But we never even did anything to Greenland. We just went straight into Iran. And I was like, well, wait a minute, what the fuck? What is this?
No, yeah, it's like predictive programming. They did the Venezuela thing, and that was easy. They did Operation Midnight Hammer. So we thought, oh well, this Iran war is going to be okay. But honestly, I don't think it was us. I think it was a little bit of Trump's hubris that Trump has dominated every time he's been in one of these conflicts, and then he finally picked a fight with somebody that can fight back a little bit, and now we're trying to figure this out on the fly, and it's a messy situation.
Yeah, because I don't even know how any of this is like beneficial at the end of the day when you like want to reduce taxes by using the big beautiful bill. You know, the no taxes on tips. You know, no taxes on overtime.
Pass a SAVE Act. They won't even pass a simple act that makes you show an ID to vote. So obviously they're not worried about domestic issues. They're more worried about protecting our allies overseas, and that doesn't help you and me that are struggling financially or struggling emotionally, even for that matter, because now we're constantly worried about a war. We're worried about the future, the insecurities that we're having as a country. Like, really and truly, if we had anxiety before this war, but now our anxiety has gone up, not down.
And the worst part about it is, a lot of justification from the MAGAs. The MAGA cult, I guess at this point.
Well, MAGA's dead. MAGA's been hijacked by Laura Loomer and Mark Levin. MAGA, they kicked out Tucker, who I love. So yeah, MAGA is not MAGA. It's something else. I mean, we can call it MAGA, but it's like a parasite has taken it over and is just controlling it from the inside, and that it's not the real MAGA that actually voted for Trump, over the last 3 elections and put him in power.
Yeah, and it's so wild because, these people will say, oh, well, Joe Biden this and Joe Biden that. I was like, well, that's exactly the reason why we voted for Trump, so that way he can, stop that shit.
Yeah.
And then we can just continue with, what we needed to do in order to fix everything. But I guess that just can't ever happen. You know what I mean? No. I don't understand why. And it's very irritating. So I don't even know where this goes. After all of this, I mean, I'm hoping that things do get better. We're we're entering week 4.
Yeah.
Of this whole thing. So, and they said that it's going to be over in 5 weeks.
Well, I think it's going to get a little worse before it gets better, but I'm not even trying to be totally black-pilled. I do think it's a strong possibility that all this can end before we get $200 a barrel oil and before the gas prices just go to a number where we can't afford it, because there are things that Trump can do to kind of help out the American consumer. But like I said earlier, it's a slippery slope. One second he's, robbing Peter to pay Paul, but at one moment Peter's going to run out of money, and then Paul's screwed, Peter's screwed, and we're all screwed.
And before I leave, I wanted to mention about gold and silver. I don't know if you've been tracking this, but gold and silver, it recently had a really bad couple of days. And so, and my understanding is that the dollar actually gained a little bit more value in some form just because the trading the oil with, U.S. dollars. And
because the other dollars probably get weakened. I'm not an economics expert, but if it did get a little stronger, it probably has to do with the deflationary value of the gold, silver, and the fact that other currencies are going to be weakened, because the Strait of Hormuz, we only get 3% of our oil and gas even from there. I think we get more fertilizer from that strait. So it's not, it's shutting down is really not going to affect us all that much.
Yeah, I just keep my eye on gold and silver as a barometer of how well the dollar is doing. You know what I mean?
Well, it hasn't collapsed yet, but what they're speculating, and I just hear the people that are really, really anti-Trump saying this, and I don't know if it's true, but one of the worst things that can happen with this is that now the GCC, the Gulf states, they feel like they're not emboldened to us for our protection. And then they're going to be trading it not on the petrodollar, but on the yen or the, whatever, Russia, the ruble or whatever, our petrodollar is what keeps our entire economy afloat. And if they take off their biggest export off that, it's going to cause us a lot of financial hardship.
Yeah, man, it's all very convoluted. And that's sad.
And it's complicated.
Yeah, it was like,
I'm
like
just trying to say
whatever
big booty
happened.
Latinas. I was here just to say big booty Latinas, and now they got us in World War III. I don't know why they had to do this. Why the script writers, the people that are controlling this movie that we're living in, why they had to throw this into it.
Politics is kind of like a bipolar girl. She's fun one minute, and then the next minute you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like she's good in bed, but as soon as you bring her home for Thanksgiving, she just ruins your whole entire event. I think you're right. There's some good aspects and there's some bad aspects. Well, dude, thank you for calling. Anything else you want to say before you go? And guys, make sure to call in next Saturday. We're going to be doing these Saturday call-in shows, every time. I might start a little earlier so more people can participate, but I'm happy that you have been enjoying, and I really appreciate you calling in, dude.
No, man, that's all I really wanted to say, man. I just needed to get that off my chest, and I appreciate you taking the call. And I hope nothing but the best for you in the future. From here and ongoing into the future. So
I mean that for you, dude. I hope nothing but the best for you and everybody in the chat, even the people in the chat that are hating and that don't agree with me. I really wish everybody the best. Even if you're not an American and you're in a foreign country, I hope that this war is not causing you guys financial hardships, because really at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make ends meet. We're just trying to make a living. We're just trying to live a happy life. And I hope that is an actual possibility for all of us, and that we're not constantly stressed and worried and depressed. So thank you, dude, so much for supporting the show and calling in.
Yeah, thank you, man. Have a good night.
All right, peace. All right, guys. Well, that was great. All right. Well, man, the world is insane. I just kind of want to end the stream by saying that I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for chatting, participating, for calling in. We had a lot of call-ins. We're going to be doing these Saturday call-in shows for the time being. Make sure to watch my show on Real America's Voice, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. Please go interact with the clips on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, because my bosses see that and they appreciate that, and they can kind of tell, how successful the show is being. And I really appreciate you guys supporting this show. We're going to continue to do this, and I actually have a meeting with a guy tomorrow where we're going to start going. I got to go back and do all the man on the street. Not that I don't want to do man on the street stuff, but I'm going to start a new social media campaign to build up this YouTube channel, the Alex Stein YouTube channel. So I'm going to start not just going to city council meetings, but getting the man on the street content, doing the street interviews. And I'm hiring a guy, not a ton of money, but thousands of dollars, to try to build this thing back up, where he's going to help me edit and post the clips and really build this thing. Because I got the Rav stuff. I love Rav. I'm so thankful that they hired me and I got a job there. But I can only put clips from that show on this channel. So I need to make original content just for the Alex Stein channel. I got to do these original call-in streams. And please feel free to clip any moment of this stream and share it on social media. And if you tag me, I will retweet it. So if you called in, you liked your clip it, screen record it on your phone, post it on X, tag me, or post it on Instagram, and I will reshare it. Okay. That is a guarantee. If you guys support me, I'll support you back. And thank you guys for all the super chats. Joe super chatted. I want to shout out Shay TK. I want to shout everybody in the chat. I love you guys. And we're going to be back next Saturday, maybe a little earlier. So if you guys enjoy these streams, please continue to watch it and hit the like button. And just know that I love you guys. And things are not that bad. I know I'm being a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but everything can be fine. And the wheels have not fallen off. We got a little flat tire maybe, or maybe we're low air on a tire and we need to pull over and put some air in it. But the car is not broken down. America's still the greatest country on earth. I think Trump is still a great president, but let's just hope that we don't hit a freaking, pothole and our tire falls off. All right, guys. I love you guys. Peace.